And welcome everybody to SEGA8 Saturday. And look at all that glorious Sonic on the screen. Is this a Segathon?
This is looking great. This looks like all Sonic all the time. This is the Sonic 8. I mean the Sega 8.
I think people would murder us if there were 8 Sonic games in
Oh
that
my
game.
god.
And yes, thanks for being here. I am Booster Shane, and with me we have No Diggity 1 and Bacon Omelet.
Yo, what up, crew?
Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy SegaCrew event, as always. Seeing a lot of familiar faces here in chat, which is great to see, as always. And lots of familiar runners, too, here up on the screen as well. So this should be a very, very good event.
And it's nice to see a couple of faces back. Narblast has been like a cornerstone here for all the Sega races. But, Sheem and Radioactive Man from Mars, it's been a while since they've joined a race. And Jake Rock, this is his first time joining a Sega race. And, of course, we always love to have Random and Solo back as well. So we got an exciting lineup of racers here for us today.
Exciting lineup of games, too.
Yeah, no kidding. This list, when we were putting together, we knew it was going to be a challenge, but these racers really felt the challenge, and the time they put into it to learn, especially Sonic 3, is very impressive, and we should see some really cool stuff right out of the gate in this race.
I think, yeah, there was a lot of consternation. That would be a good word to use when it came to that. With Sonic 3, but again, we all kind of approached it and said, Sonic 1, as we know, using that in other runs there, that a lot of people don't finish that game. Sonic 2, as we've seen from Z-Tox and other runners, causes a lot of aggravation, so we were hoping that Sonic 3 was going to be the good balance between the two.
I just know that, when it comes to a Sonic game, it doesn't feel like any other. So stacking it with these other games as well, it definitely is a handful for these runners. And I know they're excited because we're already running 20 minutes behind. So are we ready to get this race started, guys?
I think we should kick this thing off. Get these runners going. They're ready. They are ready.
Excellent. Well, we got the timer right there in the middle. We got all 6 runners, and we're going to go ahead and count this down.
Now, please note there is a slight delay from the time that we're actually, even as commentators, will see versus the timer. So it's probably going to be about a 4 to 5 second delay from the time that you see that thing go and you see actually some action on the screen. But, that is the joy of the technology that we have today. And we're going. We'll see here how long it takes for...
Hey, you guys want to throw the screen share up real quick on Discord again?
That should help you.
Yeah, I can see it a little sooner here.
Commentator actually seeing stuff that's going on?
Crazy.
I know.
Technology. All right, yeah, and we're off. We're the Tails player here, hey? Interesting.
I did hear that the Tails glitchless run is slightly faster, but I do know that Jake Rock will be going for some pretty serious glitches in this race.
Awesome.
I'm really excited about the Sonic 3 game because, again, this was a tough speed run to learn for these racers, and we should see some really cool stuff.
We're going to try to crank that bit rate up a little bit more here because of the amount of action on this here.
So much
it can
action
get a
right
little
now.
chunky. So
Yeah,
hopefully this will help you guys out.
They threw a ton into this game for the third Sonic. You could tell that they pumped everything that was in 1 and 2, into a single level almost for Sonic 3. Just mayhem.
Yeah, it looks like Tails is finishing Act 1 there first.
Ooh.
Well, he's able to, obviously with his flight, we're seeing a lot of this platforming on these other screens like Nar and Radman that, Tails can just fly up to, doesn't even have to worry. So it was a very smart strat right out of the gate for Jake Rock. What's important to note for anyone that's unfamiliar with these racers or these games is that Sheen Gabriel has an amazing any percent time in the last game on this list, Shinobi 3. So the rest of these racers to stay in this race are going to have to put some serious time ahead of Sheen Gabriel and Sonic 3 because Sheen's actually going to play this glitchless. So there's an opportunity for, Nar, Jake Rock, Radman, who know some of these glitches, to build a lead here and hopefully can maintain it throughout the race because, once Sheen gets to Shinobi 3, it's going to be a quick game for him.
Yeah, he can cruise through that game, no problem.
And I heard he got a PB during practice this week.
Yeah, normal difficulty or easy difficulty? I can't remember what he said. I think it was normal PB. That's pretty cool.
That's impressive, especially, he's an hour 45 minutes into gaming when he fired up that Shinobi 3 run and then PB'd in it. And once again, looks like Jake Rock with the slight lead here, but Sheen's
not too far behind yet.
Absolutely.
Nar Blast taken up in the third here.
And a lot's going to depend as well on some of these boss fights. There's obviously quick kills and then there's safe kills. And we'll see how safe some of these runners will play this or, how ham they'll go.
Yeah, you get to take advantage of, if you're doing tails, you get to take advantage of some of those safer strats where you actually are flying while attacking Robotnik. And otherwise, I've seen it where you have to have the upgrade where then you can use that to bounce yourself back onto the platform.
Well, we just saw a huge reversal. Sheen Gabriel going for the ham strats, nailing it, gaining a huge lead. Jake Rock taking it a little bit safe and then getting a death, an unfortunate bounce back into that pit. So it has to go through this little auto-scroller part again. That was very unfortunate.
Yeah, Sheen pulled off that boss perfectly. But yeah, that's unfortunate about Jake Rock there.
And that's one of those instances where, you're like, hey, I'm in a marathon race. This is the first game. I'm going to go a little bit easy. And it's a shame to see something tragic like that. Especially since Jake Rock is going to be attempting some of these zips in the next act. And it's always nice to have some... There you go. He's going for the ham strats. He nails it. And it's always nice to have a few extra lives in your back pocket because, it's very easy to clip out of bounds and die or fall out of bounds.
For sure, yeah. So Sheen's pulling ahead right now, but if he's playing glitchless, Act 2 of this stage does have a major skip, so if he's playing through the level, that's going to give folks the chance to catch up here.
Yeah, and we should see it pretty quickly off the bat, too.
I think Sheen might have learned a version of the skip. He might have learned the safer version using the slide.
Here we go. We're going to see the first one here. I'm going to try to...
We are running through a little bit of a network lag scenario here. There were some few drop frames a little bit earlier. We do apologize. We'll try to do what we can on the fly to improve that.
Not a good day for twitching.
Not really, no.
We need to start picking, like Thursday at 11 a.m. when
God. No one will be there.
Yeah.
So
That's okay. This is an unsponsored stream by Comcast. Not a fan of their internet services. Just saying.
Well, you saw how quickly Jake Rock caught back up to Narblast. But
yeah.
Both have some work to do to catch up to Sheen.
Yeah, Tails I know for sure can make that first level. That first part of the... Oh, Sheen taking a death there. You gotta love Sonic.
And again, this is going to be a really fun race because, I know that Sheen's definitely the front runner. He's put in a ton of time. Has had some great times, but there's some tricky parts to some of these games that if something goes wrong, let's say, even in like Phantasy Star, Game 7, get some bad RNG, all of a sudden you could be 10 minutes back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because
So
this
I
is
have to ask a controversial question of the other commentators. Is it Hydro City or is it Hydrocity Zone?
I mean, I've always said hydrocity, but I'm willing to admit that that's definitely not a fucking word.
Hydrocity sounds cooler, for sure.
Yeah, Hydrocity does sound like you've got some magic attribute. It's like, oh yeah, I picked up the Hydrocity upgrade for Sonic.
Jake Rock not getting the zip he wanted there. Yeah, take a death.
And I saw Sheen get clipped into death there at the same spot where Narblast was having some issues here, grabbing that rotating platform, and yeah, that one can break stuff.
That's another bad death for Jake Rock there, who's trying to get this zip here. This is definitely one of those sections. Oh, another one. Yeah.
Yeah, that quicker version of this skip is sketchy. I've never been able to do it. I've always done the one with the slide that Sheem and Narblast just did. So he's going to have to play through Act 1 there again. Can't be happy with that. Oh, what's Sheem doing here? I didn't see what was going on there. I don't think that's a spot where you reset.
No, he's starting Marble Zone 1 all over again. So this is a chance for Nar here. He's going to be joining him shortly. So again, Sonic 3, especially on race day, could go any way it wants to. It plays by its own rules.
So this level does have a pretty big skip. It skips both acts. So we'll see who actually goes for that, because that's another time save here. So it looks like Sheem and Narblast are just going to be playing this stage.
Yeah,
Narblast using his little glitch here. It's going to make the level a little shorter by doing this.
Yeah, from what I think I picked up is they're not going for some more of the more major vertical zips, because they're a little more dangerous than the horizontal, because there's an easy chance to fall out of bounds and die. So I think these are two of the bigger ones. Oh, yeah,
Narblast is cruising through there. He's doing the verticals pretty good here.
Yeah, no kidding.
So because this level has a vertical loop in it, there's a weird glitch where if Sonic's crouching and then he jumps straight up from a crouch with the camera pan down, it just freaks out the game. And when the game's freaked out like that, you can just walk through any object. So it makes for some shortcuts.
Jake Rock finally getting that zip.
Excellent. Narblast is going for the Act 2 boss here. So he's skipping the Act 1 boss, going for this Act 2 boss, which is not easy because you're stuck in a wall for it. Whereas Sheem is playing the Act 1 boss. So he will have to play through Act 2. If everything goes well for Narblast, he should skip right to the next stage after this boss if all goes well.
It's so impressive how quickly they learn some of these zips in such a short time period. Even Radman down there, as you can see, he's getting these.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
It's going.
Hopefully Narblast is in the right position here. I've never spent the time to learn how to do this myself, but it's always impressive to see, because you can't see Sonic whatsoever. Looks like he's taking hits. The boss. Yeah, I don't think Tails can do the fastest zip through this stage due to his lower speed, but I could be wrong, but looks like...
Yeah, he's doing a different routing with Tails than Sonic runners.
You may notice a difference too from Sheem's capture to note specifically Sheem is running on hardware today, so...
Yeah. So Narblast needs to hit this capsule. It's not over yet until the capsule's open. There
it is.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
Oof. So that's gonna give him a pretty good lead here. Next stage, Carnival Night Zone, there's another huge skip as well. I don't know if I've seen anybody practice that one though. There's some weird physics in this stage. Using the big wheels here. It looks like he's setting up for it, yeah.
And you can see Radman is also set up for this boss kill.
This Carnival Nights thing is insane.
Oh, look at that!
He hit the balloon. He's gonna have to reset that. So these black
I even have that coffee mug of the Barrel of Doom.
Oh man, that's a good mug. Speaking of which, I should drink some coffee. Sitting
Nice
there getting
zip
cold.
there.
Oh, getting the zip. Huh. Did you do that zip differently? I don't know if I've seen that before. This boss is pretty annoying. Let's set up positioning though and get it pretty quick.
It is dangerous though because you lose all your rings in the setup.
I haven't seen this particular setup. That's pretty cool. Turning the camera upwards. A little bit. Ooh. Well, that's gonna give Sheem some time to catch up here. He's actually playing through both acts of Marble Garden and just past that.
We see Jake Rock's trying to do a setup here.
I'm not sure what's happening over there. I'm very unfamiliar with the Tails run.
Oh!
Oh,
Nope. Looks like it
what is this?
almost got it. Clipping into that wall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe he's just showing off. Well, that's not a problem here, because again, we've got a lot of talented runners here who just, we'll do this as commentators and we'll go, what the heck was that?
I'm guessing he wants to stick in that wall and it'll zip him off to the right.
Yeah, it
but
must
I'm
be
thinking
something
it's
like that.
pushing him out up top.
Needs to have a proper speed so he doesn't go all the way up, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe it's a frame perfect input or something.
Yep, that's the commentary in chat says that this is a frame perfect input, something that that he had luck with in practice.
Oh, Carblast, not having any luck with this boss. Sheem, hold and steady wins the race here, not doing the glitches. Gotten past.
Well, I mean, in the setup before this race, right before when we were looking at sort of the times coming on, where was some of the most variability that you guys were seeing in the times?
Well, early on, for sure, Tecmo Super Bowl. But they were starting to bring down their times together. And, I mean, comparative to Sheem, everyone's Shinobi 3 runs probably around 30 minutes now, while Sheem's is, could possibly be sub 25 today. Yeah.
Hey, maybe he'll PB again today. Who knows? I really
to answer Raptor's question, the answer is yes. It's kind of like when you're doing frame. Alright. Y'all should be able to hear us again. If you can confirm in chat, that would be great. Tiago says hi. Hello.
Hi. Team is getting to the boss of this last level here. Or not last level, sorry, but last act of this level.
Thank you for confirming. Appreciate it.
It's off to Ice Cap, which again has another huge skip if the runners are willing to do the glitch. You can skip both levels basically. Well,
Yep.
skip Act 2. I think you have to play through most of Act 1. But you do skip to Act 2, and I don't think you even have to fight the boss if it's done right. But of course, Sheen playing mostly glitches. We'll be showing off the whole level.
Yeah, we were just playing a little bit of Sonic Winter Olympics there at the beginning of that level.
Yeah, doing some snowboarding. I loved that part as a kid. Ice Cap's another one of those levels that has a vertical wrap. Those vertical wrap levels are pretty janky if you know what you're doing. Maneuver through them.
And then, of course, there's the there's the ever-present commentary on Ice Cap Zone. As people, did you know that the music originally came from?
Yeah.
Did you know the music originally came from a person who collaborated with Michael Jackson? It was actually a gentleman part of their band, and there was actually a source from this song is actually called "Hard Times" by a band called the Jetsons with a Z. If you ever want to check that out on YouTube, you can.
Switch over to the big layout again to show everyone. It sounds like Jake Rock is in Ice Cap, so
We're going to continue to work and see if we can get Radman back pulled in.
or it looks like he's working through Carnival Night here, and then on our end, Storm Casino Night. Sheem's cruising though. It's Act 1. We get the funky egg capsule there on Chick Rock Street. Tails also skips the snowboard section, so he's a little quicker here too, just off the start.
It is kind of satisfying watching Tails get pushed into spikes and things like that. For all the runs that you play where Tails screws up your boss hits.
Oh yeah. I believe that those hits were intentional. Set up this clip here. There we go. Slope glitch. And off he goes. Sheem is getting through this level. Beat
think
that
we're having a scene selection issue there. I was like, I don't think we were playing Warcraft or something like that on. That's one of the goals.
I think once again you stole my paste.
Oh,
I think you're watching Warcraft.
No.
Well, Jake Rock did do the Act 1 boss. Okay.
We'll see.
Still has slow glitch though.
I promise, Booster, I haven't touched my keyboard. We're working on player 4, yes.
I see a player 4.
There's Radman.
Team is cruising through Launch Base Act 1 here. Goes to show maybe glitchless was the way to practice for this game. Well, mostly glitchless. Sheen did do one skip.
And if you hear any meowing on the microphone, that would be my co-commentator over here, Wednesday. He's very cute.
I slightly hear it, yeah.
And it's kind of wild though, because all the Sonic games that there's plenty of situations where you look at this and say, how many runs are basically dictated by the glitches? And I mean, I'd say the majority of the Sonic runs are all dictated by the glitches, or particularly the zips.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, but you know, it is interesting that Sheen's, glitchless, but slow and steady approach is definitely paying off here.
Sometimes on race day, consistency is what matters.
It's taking the time to grab that bubble shield from the slime. That's interesting.
Well, I know he really wants that bubble shield, and I saw during practice one time that when he didn't get it, he was like, okay, I'd rather just waste a few seconds here, hitting it a few times to make sure I get it.
It is sneaky that it is a bit of a water level here. It's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah, Jake Rock, everybody's commenting, Jake Rock's getting lots of the zips.
Yeah, I know he's going to be disappointed in himself, though, because he really worked hard on this game, and I think his last run, he turned in like a 27-minute Sonic 3 run, so that's not going to be near that time. Again, race day came, and sometimes your timing's a little off because, your heart's racing a little bit more, and I know he won't be happy with some of those zips that he didn't get first or second try.
He's not out of it yet. I think there is a Launch Base Act 2 glitch.
Yeah, that should put
Tails
him right at the end.
I don't know if it works for Tails. I guess we'll see together.
Yep. It's getting close, though. They might be meeting the final boss.
Oh my god.
Jake Rock with the squeeze.
Wait, that might have been on purpose. That might have been on purpose.
Well, it might have been on purpose?
Yes.
Yeah, this is where
It's the unload Act 1. Yeah, okay.
There we go. He's in
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay.
Weesh percent.
And all right. And this should take him to the first
Oh my
part of
gosh.
the final boss.
Yeah, it's gonna take him right to where Sheem is.
Yeah, right where Sheem is. It's
Oh
gonna be
my
close.
gosh, look at that. Just caught up. That's incredible. And the boss doesn't come up if you do it that way, so.
Yeah. You don't have to
Gets
worry
the
about
free
the
hits.
fight.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Just like that, past Sheem. Just like that.
So we got a new leader.
That was incredible. The final boss, though.
Yeah, all that blast processing on one screen, just
Our blast going for that tricky jump. It's like perfect height here. Alright, Jake Rock is in phase 1 of this.
Jake
boss.
Rock, Sheen both taking. Oh, I'm gonna say going for the first phase there.
Yeah, you can be a little aggressive with phase 1 here. So.
All right, they're like almost together.
Yeah, yeah.
2 seconds apart here.
Robotnik scrolling from one screen to the next here.
And there is a way to steal some extra hits on this boss. I don't know if they'll go risky and go for
I
this.
don't know if... I can't tell if Sheem has any rings right now.
He does not.
It's a little blurry.
Sheen's got 6.
Oh, does he? That's not a
Okay.
0?
Okay,
Nice.
using the insta shield. Tails can't do that, so that could be the deciding factor here. There we go. James off to game number 2.
And Sheem's turned in the fastest time for game number 2 as well. It can be a little bit dangerous, so we'll see if he's going to go for the sub 6 he's been usually turning in.
This is a score attack game coming up here.
Radman, not in a good spot.
Radman, fumbling there.
Yeah, 100K points, which can be achievable before the third round boss. I think most people will score it on the third round boss, but I've seen both Sheem and Narblast achieve the goal before.
Oh my god, Radman. Tails.
I
Tails
know,
is
freaking
fucking
Tails.
things up.
This is why you don't bring Tails.
Oh
along.
my god. Oh my god.
This is why you don't bring Tails to a Robotnik fight.
Oh my god, Tails. Okay. Stressing me out.
Get out of here, Tails.
The best use for Tails is eating popcorn in chat, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Jake Rock ready to begin Wonder Boy 3 as well. I don't see most of these runners finishing more than, around 7 minutes on this game. So there's not a lot of time to be gained, but there definitely is time to be lost. They have 5 lives, and that seems like a lot, but for some reason it's really easy in this game to all of a sudden lose like 4 guys just out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden you're just dying every which way. So that could be a situation here, especially on that third level. The difficulty and the platforming really ramps up. They just throw so many enemies at you, and as you can see, to advance the screen faster, this is an auto scroller, but you can advance the screen quicker by standing closer to the right side of the screen. So as you can see, you can't really see what's coming. You just got to mash and mash.
So Narblast and Radman are in launch base now. No. Narblast in Act 2, okay.
Yep, started Act 2 here.
He's setting up this.
So we saw how Tails
As well.
set it up. Now we can see how Sonic. I think that's a first try. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to get into the right spots. Right on.
Here we go. Nicely done. Jake Rock getting a quick kill on that boss there. Oh. That man getting hit.
Narblast looking to wrap up Sonic 3 here pretty shortly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, honestly, even solo and random, you know, obviously they're not using the zips and maybe didn't practice as much as the other runners, but still, they're putting a good sized dent in this Sonic 3 game. This is a very tough game and making pretty good progress.
Lyle having a little bit of trouble with this nasty jump.
Yeah, these are tough. I mean, this game doesn't mess around.
Yeah, you gotta hit that spring on the side and then jump right away. It's a little tricky. Especially when the spring doesn't want to go. There it goes. Alright. Our Blast's part 2 of the final boss.
People in chat are asking, Wonder Boy, what's the secret of your power?
Nice. That was a great kill by Sheem there with the pea shooter there. Just mashed that boss down. Got a very nice kill. And this is definitely the weapon that Jake Rock wants for the final boss. But you'll probably lose it by the time the boss shows up. Yeah. He's gotta get something. So he's gonna have to pea shooter it down as well.
To answer the question from chat, the answer is mind bullets.
Oh, one more. There we go. So Shima on this cave level, this is definitely the toughest stage part of this goal here. They throw a lot at you, and again, you can't really see it, and some of these jumps are very difficult. And Narblast finishing up Sonic 3 there. He will be joining the two leaders on Wonder Boy 3 here shortly.
Good, good.
Oh, nice dodge by Sheem there. That was a tricky... You can kind of float a little bit if you hold your jump down, so you can kind of manipulate yourself in the air just a little bit, and he was able to do that to avoid the enemies.
All right, we got Narblast going on to Wonder Boy now. That's great.
It is a one-hit kill in Wonder Boy 3, which is why it makes it so difficult. And Sheem down to the last section here. Close to that 100K. Oh, there it is. And he is done.
Nice.
30. So we got a game that's very RNG dependent, which is Columns 3. So, here's another opportunity that either could help Sheen gain some time or possibly lose it, just depending on if the game wants to be a jerk or not. And the goal for Columns 3 is the third enemy you face, the third round. And of course, it's a best of 3. So you'll have to play 6 matches in total.
Columns 3, round 3, best of 3, SEGA8 number 3. I'm noticing a theme.
There's no theme here. I don't know.
Columns on screen so the bitrate can breathe a sigh of relief.
Still got the Wonder Boy 3 song in my head. All these games have great soundtracks.
Well, Columns has always had good music. Well, when you're compared against the gold standard of games like this, and you're saying, "Oh, it's like Tetris," it's like, well, you gotta bring your A game when you're being compared with Tetris.
Sheen seems to be bringing his A game. Like, I'm watching these matches.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's smoking this spider. It's gone.
Wow. Clearly, he's played some Columns in his day.
And we'll see some different strategies here. We'll see both Narblast and Jake Rock use special items that you collect by winning rounds, which are, depending on what you use, have a variety of different weapons that they can utilize. Where Sheem Gabriel is going to play this pretty straightforward. He's just going to burn as quick as he can, send the stones over to build up his enemy, and call it a day. I really like Columns 3 just because of the additional specials they have. Makes it a little more interesting. Not only more interesting, but it makes it necessary to want to play both versions of the game.
See, I remember I first got Columns when I picked it up on a Sega CD on the multi-pack.
Multi-pack.
Yeah, they had several games, including was it Golden Axe and
Streets of Rage 1.
Yep.
There was another one. Yeah, it's a good multi-pack.
And I know Solo, nobody knew if he was going to race or not because he's been having computer problems. He's able to get that straightened out in the last couple of weeks. And he's coming into this race semi-blind. And here he is on launch base here, making pretty good time as well.
Kind of interesting how it worked out that the 4, 5, and 6 runners are all hitting Sonic.
Solo ready to get to Act 2 here shortly of launch base. Get past this mini boss. Narblast doing pretty good work of Wonder Boy 3. Oh, it's okay. Still 3 lives. Should be okay. If you use all your lives, there are continues in this game. However, since it is a score attack, your score does reset at a continue. So all these racers want to make sure that they can do it in 1cc this goal.
Yeah, and obviously if they take a continue, they're probably just going to want to reset and play the earlier levels.
I would guess so. I doubt anyone's practiced anything past this, so that would be my best guess too.
Stick to the script.
Radman here, about to find the boss. I'm sure it's a big relief for these runners to get Sonic 3 under their belt.
Oh, yeah. Once that's done, oh, jeez. 7 more to go.
And Nar here, he is just right up to his last life. And it's getting a little risky here.
A little scary.
A little scary. Oh, man.
Ay.
That
Oh,
weapon
goodness.
right there isn't a great weapon, and the fact he's gotten it quite a few times. Although he's trying to just tear through this, smash as quick as possible. Oh, that was close. Oh, my
Random
goodness.
64 just had a Tails mishap there. Tails took the thing that Sonic needed to jump onto and made Sonic just drop to his death.
Man, I was on the edge of my seat there with Narblast, but he was able to reach the goal.
Ah, excellent. Random's in the Knuckles part of Ice Cat 2 here. It's interesting to see. Radman's rounding off the game here. Oh, got grabbed by the arms.
And Sheem is on the very last column
Wow.
level here. Just has to beat the skeleton one more time.
Cruising through.
Just cruising through. You know, I thought we were putting together a tough list, but Sheem evidently didn't think so.
Sheem's just brushing this thing off.
Just another day in the office for Sheem.
Yeah, right?
That's right.
Oh, and he's going to use some of these specials. Why not? That's right. Just
Why
finish
not?
this off.
Just flex on this guy.
Absolutely. Oh, there it is. He is done.
Very nice.
On to
Wow.
Splatterhouse 3.
That was pretty impressive. That seemed pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't see the timer when he started. I think maybe it was at 37 minutes. That might have been an 8-minute columns 3.
Jeez.
Whatever it was, he made it look easy.
Yeah, for real.
And there we go. Radman is
Radman.
now moving on.
There we go.
Excellent. Splatterhouse.
And these runners definitely have the strats down for Splatterhouse 3. They're going to want to complete these levels as quick as possible to avoid the extra stages. So they all have their routes down. We're going to see all the same type of strats, where they use their power-ups at, etc. I think the
So-
biggest challenge for this game is just going to be the inputs, getting consistency with your special attack. It can
Yep.
sometimes be a pain.
Hey Booster, real quick, I did want to throw quick shout out here. So we see some other folks, some other Portuguese viewers. We absolutely appreciate all the foreign viewers as well. It's awesome. We love it. SegaCrew is an international organization. We're absolutely 100% inclusive and appreciate everybody's participation from any part of the globe. You want to be a participant on these events? Just hop in the Discord and let her rip, and we'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely. And of course we want more Brazilians because all us crew members know that Brazil was keeping Sega going, retro Sega going long after we gave up. So you guys
Master
true
System.
Sega crew. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys knew better. We were the fools.
Brazilian OGs on Tectoy.
Yeah. Jake Rock here, battling Skeleton. Skele here. It's going to need 2 wins. At this point, I don't think there's going to be too much time to gain or lose until Tecmo Super Bowl. There will be some time loss from Sheem Gabriel if the game chooses to lose time. There's nothing he could do about it in that game. It won't be substantial, but the computer can start calling audibles, which wastes a ton of time. You can get a fumble or mishap, which gives the computer the ball, and that obviously will take longer because they're going to want to possess that football as long as possible. So we'll have to see what happens after Sheem wraps up this game and moves to Tecmo Super Bowl, how nice that game is to be to him. Because Column 3 was a prince to Sheem this round. He just smoked it.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it just a use Bo Jackson, win game?
Maybe in the next one.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
There's a lot of those same type of strats. Early on, Jake Rock was using Marshall Falk in the Bo Jackson role, just running up the middle or to the side. But as the runners were practicing, they noticed that the longer they possess the ball in play, the quicker the game will be. So most of these players will now drop back to pass, hold the ball until they're about to get hit, and then throw it down the field. That'll probably be most of the runner strats.
Yeah, that seems to be how most sports speedruns go, is just run the clock.
Yeah. And Invictus calling out the great things from Tecmo Bowl or Tecmo Bowl games. Hot, 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 hot.
That's right. Good lord. Hey, and Solo over there, I just noticed quietly on the final boss.
Mm-hmm. Ice Cap's giving Random 64 a bit of trouble.
It's a very tough level. There is, and he's got Tails as well with him, I think. And so, Tails can make this game a little trickier. I know he's a great companion, but he's terrible in the play.
Ooh, jeez.
Solo taking the death there, unfortunately.
That's rough. He's got to do all 3 of these fights again with just 3 rings.
Clarifying, this is American football. Yes.
That's correct. Gridiron football.
So I have a thought for one of these upcoming ones. You know what we should do is we should have a soccer game goal in a future race.
Oh, that's a great idea. And maybe like a goal scored, score 5 goals, something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of great sports games that I'm excited to add. And that's the thing with Sega is, if you owned a Sega console, there's a good chance you also own sports games because there are so many of them.
Oh, yeah.
And so, that's something that I don't want to ignore when we put together these lists and just pretend that, there's not 1,000 sports games on the Genesis. You want to embrace everything about it, and so it's always great to see these sports games when they make a games list.
Now, if you're Kevin Smith fans, we should do a Mallrats percentage where you have to play Hartford versus Vancouver.
Oh, there we go.
in a hockey game.
That's a great idea. And Sheem's on the final stage here of Splatterhouse 3 as Jake Rock has now finally joined him. So we can see the lead right now that Sheem has accumulated. It's very impressive.
No diggity, you're reminding me that I still haven't seen Clerks 3 yet. I should probably do that this weekend.
What?
I'm meaning to do that.
I still haven't seen Clerks 3.
What?
I'm so excited and I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, Faust, breakfast come and go, Renee. Exactly.
But Harper, the whale? So good.
They only beat Vancouver once, maybe twice in a lifetime.
All right, let's see how Solo. He's down to 0 rings on the final phase of Robotnik here.
Oh no!
No!
That could be such a tricky jump as well, and timing it, and it can be a tough boss. I love that skeleton animation when he gets freaked out. It's so good. Nice grouping by Sheen there. Very nice room.
So what's the story for Splatterhouse? Are you saving your girlfriend again?
Always, yeah, Jennifer. You gotta save Jennifer.
One breadstick at a time.
Yeah, it's just like Dark Crystal. You gotta save the brunette.
Base guy, if we could get away with it, I'd play Goodbye Horses right now. So apparently he saves his wife and son in this one.
Oh, and son.
Wow.
At the next SegaCrew Live, Booster will be doing the Goodbye Horses dance.
Uh-oh, what am I signing up for? Am I gonna have to do something that's gonna be uncomfortable?
No, you'll be comfortable with it.
I don't think I will be. And
All
Ratman
right,
moving on
Radman.
to column 3.
Yep, Radman to columns, yes.
It's Narblast enters Splatterhouse 3, and Sheem Gabriel must have something to do later today because he's already on the final boss of this challenge on Splatterhouse 3. It's just making quick work of this marathon.
Places to go, speed runs to kill.
No kidding.
Hopefully this is the one for Solo. Does have one ring here.
Here we go, an insurance ring.
Come on, Solo.
Nice early hit there. And there we go.
There we go.
Team's moving on.
It's nice to see Random there at launch base. He's able to get out of ice cap.
Doesn't look like we'll be saving our wife and son with the SEGA8 race here. Just gonna leave them behind.
Oh, they're already possessed. Just move on.
And that's exactly what Sheem's doing. Moving on to the next game.
It's unbelievable. He's halfway through under 1 hour. This is an incredible pace for Sheem Gabriel. All these racers are very talented because it looks like if Solo can pull this off, most of these runners will be done with Sonic 3 under an hour, which is very impressive.
Oh my God! No! Why
bad.
did you jump?
That's too bad.
Oh, I feel that pain. I feel that.
Trying to sneak in that extra hit.
Oh my God! Random's catching up.
Ready, Sheem. Hut, 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 hut.
Oh, it looks like we lost Sheem there.
Oh no.
Give us 1 second, see what's going on.
There we go. Coming back.
Oh,
Try that again. If not, I might just have to describe what's going on. The radio version. Stand by, everyone.
Let me see if it's an us thing or if it's a
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Sheen thing.
He's not under Sheem, so I'm trying to find the Rotten Krantz link. Here.
all right. Solo's got 2 rings for this final form. This is the one, right?
Come on, Solo, you got this.
I believe. Random 64 is catching up.
Oh, we got Sheem back for everyone.
First down.
Excellent.
Ready, set, quarterback sack.
Everyone gets a front, what is a sidelines view to see how difficult it is to do restreaming sometimes.
Ready, set,
But that's okay.
It's not a SegaCrew event without a little bit of technical issues.
Just a little
Right.
bit.
Yay, Solo.
ready, set,
All right, Solo.
24.
Good job.
Set 24.
That's gotta feel good. Getting that over with. I mean, even I'm breathing a sigh of relief, and I'm not even playing. So that was 4 attempts at that.
Yeah, I think so.
Eesh.
It's go.
Jake Rock is turning into Predator. Got it. Totally not Predator, right?
Totally.
Jason and Predator.
Ready, set,
Get that. Oh.
first down.
Breaking out the breadsticks.
All you can eat breadsticks.
And Sheem just milking that clock down. He's got those great jukes. He's already in the second quarter.
Quarterback sack.
He also went with the AFC. So the goal for this is to win the Pro Bowl. And for anyone that doesn't know, the Pro Bowl features the all-star teams from both conferences in the Football League, the American League and the National League.
Touchdown.
So I'm always like to see and curious who picks who, and she went with AFC.
Of course, my favorite football event is the Tidy Bowl.
Good.
Oh wait, I think that's a cleaning product.
Ready, set,
Now, one thing that they have on Nintendo, sadly, and not Sega, is the Tecmo Bowl Championship Series, where they're updating the roster every year.
Oh,
So-
that's really cool. I love to see, the fan base when they do that.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible because they've updated the game. They've gotten rid of the hut, and they've also made it so that things like the touchback rule are actually in effect.
Oh, very
Wow.
cool.
So
And that
it's
was
pretty amazing that they were able to hack the game, that they know it that well, that they can hack the game to be able to provide those additional features.
Yeah, that is super cool.
I think on the Genesis, it's NHL 94 is the one that's played the most. They do updates to that game, the community.
So cool.
touchdown.
So Jake Rock has now moved on. Let's take a look. He is also going AFC, it looks like.
Apparently, all the cool kids are AFC. I don't know.
It's good.
I'm really surprised since the main strat is holding on to the ball. I would probably go NFC only because your quarterback is Marino in the AFC, and in the NFC it's Steve Young, and Steve Young can actually run. So it kind of gives you a chance to bail out of the pocket and try to get some yards.
Touchback.
Well, just be fortunate you don't have to select Aaron Rodgers. Oh!
Round 32.
It's like it started snowing in Jake Rock's game.
Yeah, it's pretty bright.
I think you can change the weather. Might have selected snow or something.
Hope so, Brucey. Hope so.
Ready, set,
The reload's solid there. Here we go.
first down.
And now Nar getting in on the football.
Yeah, moving on.
And Radman not too far back now from Narblast. He is on the last round of columns 3. And anyone finishing up half this list around that hour mark is very impressive. Honestly, all these racers are turning in times faster than I had estimated this race going. I really thought it was going to be a 2.5-hour race for the top runners, and they're well under that for their PB times. Oh, random. Just this Sonic game will give you fits. I love how the last act they throw one more water stage at you. They're just like,
Yeah, right?
To answer your question, Invictus, it's pretty small on our side, unfortunately.
Yeah, I could take a look. It also goes really fast because you can only see the score in the menu screen. 10-13. Sheem Gabriel has the lead with 13. He's up by a field goal. Jake Rock, it is 0-0. Tie ball game, and I'm guessing Narblast, since he just started off and he picked NFC, it's also 0-0 on that end. So it's a pretty tight contest on Sheem Gabriel's screen up there. The NFC is driving. It's in the third quarter, almost the fourth quarter, less than a minute to go, and the NFC could take the lead here with a touchdown. He really needs to get the ball back and try.
Yeah,
to
that's
preserve the
scary.
lead. Worst thing you want to happen is to, start losing the game in the fourth quarter after you burn 12 minutes
Oh, yeah.
RTA time. But he gets the punt there. Really bad punt. This sets Sheem up in very good scoring territory. He won't need to have to gain too many yards to at least be able to kick a field goal here.
Ready, set.
We got Random moving ahead here for Sonic. We're getting close to the end there.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy with the one ring, but it's not.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all
nicely. And Jake Rock just scored the touchdown. Marshall Falk just bounced it out to the outside, found a running lane, and into the end zone.
I think Jake Rock's shouting out to Minnesota here, where we're streaming from, with a little snow on the ground as well.
I've had snow for weeks up in Canada.
Oh, actually, it looks like Narblast is also AFC. I think.
There goes that ring.
Down.
Sketchy.
Come on, Random.
Ready, set. Touchdown.
And Sheem just went up another touchdown. He's up by 10, I believe, now. In the last quarter, 2 minutes left, and he's in a good position. Although he went for the 2-point conversion, failed to get it. But it still should be enough of a lead.
Onside kick right there on Sheem. And recovered.
Nicely done. Look at... And that's a brilliant play, too, because as long as he possesses the ball, he can run down that clock. Nope, it looks like NFC recovered it.
Oh. Dang it.
Ready, set.
But nice sack by Sheen there. Steve Young drops back, finds the receiver out by the sideline. Big gain there. Nice catch by Jerry Rice. 24-yard gainer.
Ready, set.
Young's dropping back. Tosses it to Barry Sanders. Got a 4-yard gain there, inching closer to the red zone. Jake Rock finds the end zone. What a play. Goes up. And, Narblast just incomplete in the end zone. Still a 0-0 game. He needs to get into the end zone on this one.
Ready, set.
NFC scores a touchdown. And they are down one score. It looks like Jake Rock went for the 2-point conversion. He's up by 1.87. He's getting the ball here.
Ready, set.
Jake Rock has a minute and a half to get another score before halftime.
Ready, set. Red 24.
Let's see if he tries to be aggressive and gets into the end zone. Sheem's just trying to milk this clock away, but the NFC's about to jump into the end zone there. I think that's going to move his lead down to 2, I believe.
Apparently we had some big bets placed.
Well, it's legal now, so it's okay.
That's right.
19-17, so Sheem is hanging on to a small lead, but he gets the ball back here. Minute 16, just wants to kill the clock. But the worst case scenario would be going 3 and out here. The defense will use their timeouts, which will slow this game down.
Ready, set.
Narblast complete there from Marino.
Hopefully we don't get an unsportsmanlike conduct from the RNG.
Ready, set. Blue 24.
Oh, a stack. It goes down.
24.
Reggie White. Jake Rock just trying to milk that clock down. Just wants to get to the second half.
First down.
Sheen gets the first down there. That's really going to help. He'll be able to burn some more time here. He's only got 26 seconds left. Oh, he's kicking it, which is a smart play. This will run out a ton of time, especially if he runs it back. It is a touchback, but 6 seconds. He might be able to.
Right.
This might be the last play of the game.
Yeah.
Ready, set,
Blast. Still sitting okay. Jake Rock clinging on to a 1-point lead. Narblast sitting
And that's
pretty
it.
up a touchdown,
Yeah.
but the NFC here, he's looking for the end zone incomplete pass. And so Sheem's moving to a game, Vallis 3,
Final 3.
final 3 games.
Random 64 is in a sticky situation here. Last life.
It's such a mean boss sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Narblast up a touchdown. CPU is just hutting, wasting a ton of time. Nice stop there. We're calling timeouts to kick this field goal. Should be a 7-3 ball game. Jake Rock is in the third quarter, up a point.
Oh, no, the ring.
Random just making everyone nervous.
Booster, I got to ask you a serious question.
Okay.
Where do quarterbacks get their eyeglasses?
Where do quarterbacks get their eyeglasses? No diggity? No diggity?
The sunglass. Hut, 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 hut.
Nicely done.
Oh, boy. Oh,
You were asking
boy.
for it.
Oh, Jake Rock breaks away. 14-yard gain and first down for Marino. That keeps him alive here to get some more insurance points up on the board. Be a little nervous.
Oh, no,
no.
Oh,
No.
no. That Sonic face says it all there. So back to launch base.
There, in
Oh,
honor of
ice
that,
cap.
Ice cap. Oh,
I'm going to throw up an ugly Sonic and a Sonic smile in honor of that one for random.
Oh, gosh. That pains me.
I still think we got the ugly Sonic here. We're just going to use that real quickly to honor what we just saw.
Oh, boy. Truly terrifying.
The last original Vallis game is an erotic visual novel. What?
I think the last 3, actually. Something like that. But yeah, that franchise went downhill in the late 90s.
Well, different strokes for different folks. Might have gone uphill for some people.
Finally!
Random 64 is sticking to his guns and gonna do ice cap this way again.
Yeah.
So doing this skipped Act 1, but
You're not able to save later
yeah, it doesn't
on,
save.
which is why we're seeing him start back at ice cap after dying to the boss. Which was a real worry for most of the runners. Especially with some of those zips in launch base. You go through your lives. It can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you're right, Gwen. You're just sliding around in your underwear in Vallis.
Yeah, I can't imagine the strawberries on the back of these ladies' legs. That stuff stings. So Narblast up 4 points. The NFC has the ball. They're trying to drive. They're trying to put something together here in the third quarter. Jake Rock, he might be losing here in the fourth quarter. He might be down 2.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is a predicament he's in. It is 14. What does that say? It's so hard to read.
Ooh, is that Fuad Revez kicking? It is.
14-8. So Jake Rock is down by 6 in the third quarter. It is a must-score drive here for Jake Rock. Needs a touchdown. Nothing else will do it. And he's trying to go with his Marshall Faulk strats. I know he's a more confident runner than he is a passer. But he really needs to get Marshall Faulk going here. A 2-yard loss. The defense has really stepped it up here. I believe Jake is playing as the AFC because he usually plays AFC. Yeah, this looks like real person. Oh, that's not good. Going for it on 4th down. Only a 3-yard gain. Oh, excuse me. That was not 4th down. He just got the first. Okay, 1st down here. Oh, that was a turnover on down. Oh, that is too bad. With a minute 44, Jake Rock is in a very tough position here. Oh. 30-yard gain as well. Not what you want to see.
We've got Solo onto Splatterhouse.
Nicely done. Making a good time there on Wonder Boy 3. And Sheem's getting through Vallis. Anyone that's unfamiliar with the Vallis series, it's a really fun series of platform games. All of them, whether it's on the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, or I think there's a TurboGrafx 16. In this version, you can play 3 different characters, so we'll see some strats where they'll change their character depending on what weapon they want to use. You got that cool slide attack. And these really cool big anime boss sprites. Super bad.
Gotta get that block here for Jake Rock. No!
Well, I think it will be okay because he will be down by 5. If he can get it into the end zone.
I thought it was 17-8.
Or 9.
It looked like.
Yeah, it was 9. Yeah, so he's down by 9. He's down by 2 scores. At this point, I would probably reset.
Yeah.
40 seconds, down by 2.
It's looking not too good.
Yeah. You're just going to get the points up on the board. 8 isn't going to cut it. Usually, even when things go right, you're going to want to be score about 14 points, 2 touchdowns to win most of these games. So, very tough break for him.
I blame the snow.
Yeah. Those conditions, they're tough to run in. His big strat was Marshall Faulk, and when you're trying to grip in that snow, I mean, it's just not going to cut it.
I blame Booster.
Well, we got some more time on the clock. Did he reset or...
He reset.
He reset.
Yeah, first quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
And Narblast just getting even more insurance scores there. He's in very good shape to get to Vallis here. So we can see over on Sheem's screen, we are seeing one of the other characters. Got that mace weapon rather than the sword.
But apparently in the Vallis universe, everybody slides.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta, I mean, that's the fun parts of these games, is the slide.
It's the best mode of transportation.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Grim. The same sprite coming on the screen on either side. Oh my goodness, what a boss fight. Well, Jake Rock on the board early this time. Hopefully that he's consistent on the offense to keep these points going. Random making their way back through launch base.
Yep.
Tricky situation. Gotta get those rings. There we go. I feel a lot better. And Solo over there struggling with that move. Sometimes this game just doesn't want to give you all those inputs, and you'll see him just kind of whiffing in the air. That happens to everybody in this game. Sometimes the game just doesn't want to give you the special.
Yeah, it's unlimited breadsticks, but sometimes the waiter takes a little too long getting to the table.
Oh, I love that. Oh, man, did you just come up with that? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All this talk of breadsticks makes me want to go to Olive Garden after this. Seriously.
You know, when we do the SegaCrew Live, we should hit the Olive Garden because that's where you're family, you know?
Yeah.
Get together as a family.
And we can all eat all the breadsticks. Like, there'll be none left.
Just do the event at the Olive Garden.
Olive Garden Live. I mean, SegaCrew Live.
Can we get Olive Garden sponsorship?
Huh.
And
What
Sheen,
Sega games are Olive Garden specific, though?
I don't know. It'd work better for Nintendo since the Mario Brothers are Italian.
Ah, shoot.
Yeah. And Sheem here's on the last level. Boom. And he's finished Vallis 3. He is on to the final two games, Phantasy Star 3 and Shinobi 3. What pace here? As Narblast starts Vallis 3, he's an entire game behind. That's the lead Sheem's put up. And it's only going to grow once he hits Shinobi 3.
I understand that Phantasy Star had its own routing specifically for this race.
It was really cool, the strats that they came up with. So the big strat with Phantasy Star 3 is they're going to want to get 2 shields. So that way, if they can't leave an encounter, they're going to try to leave every encounter. But if they can't, they get hit. At least they got shields. They're not going to worry about the weapons. They're not going to sit around and fight. It is like what JKL says. It's a walking simulator. But you know, it's got this long intro. It gives everyone time to go to the bathroom.
So can I make a shout out too? I mean, we're talking about Phantasy Star. We've got the upcoming RPG-a-thon.
That is true. In 1 month time, December 9th through the 12th, we will be giving you the RPG-a-thon, all Sega RPGs, and we do have a little bit of space left. So if you'd like to sign up for that, something you want to get down with, join our Discord and take a look at the schedule. And that's obviously not the command. I might not have made one, but there is a timer. But you can click on that schedule and you can see what some of the slots that are available on there if you'd like.
Yep. And if you want to just show off the game for a few hours or for a period of time, I'm doing Lunar and Lunar 2 just to show people a taste of the game. To get a feel for what that actually brings. And because again, we don't expect you to beat an RPG in the time allotted, but if you're feeling ambitious and you know you can beat it in a period of time, let us know.
I believe we only have 2 games up there that will probably be beat. That's the Phantasy Star 4 run, which an actual speedrunner signed up. And what was the other one? Can't remember, but yeah, most of these games will be played either blind or casual. I know I'm excited for Cyphrin, who's playing Shining Force for the first time ever, and I absolutely love that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event, and again, just enough. As we're going through the race here, can't shout out enough. Just thanking everybody for being here and all of the runners for participating, and it's just so humbling. And you guys are the best community, just absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we do it because for a couple reasons. The racers have a lot of fun racing these games, sharing strats. It's always fun to be in Discord and see the new strats are discovered, just like with Phantasy Star 3. And it's also a great time to do these races because I'm a viewer just like everyone else, and I'm glad everyone can enjoy this great content that these racers are providing for us.
I've seen a lot of first-time chatters today. It's awesome to see you guys, and welcome. Please feel free to follow us as well, and so you don't miss out on any future events.
Follow the runners too.
Follow the runners, absolutely.
I do believe all of the names on screen are their Twitch channels.
That is correct.
Okay.
So after that /, if you put in that name, run over there and hit the follow button, and keep those alerts on. So Sheem Gabriel, he's finally gained control of this game. You have a big intro where you're marrying your bride, and she gets kidnapped, and you're so upset. And you want to go on this quest to save her, and your dad's all like, "You can't do that. You'll start a war. You need to cool off by spending time in the prison." And this woman that just rescued you. What's really cool about this game, Phantasy Star 3 Generations, is it's 3 generations through the story arc. So by the end of this first generation, you can either marry the bride that you were originally going to marry or this woman who just rescued you. And based on who you choose, you'll have offspring. So you'll have obviously 1 or 2 different timelines there. And then by that generation, you'll also have that same choice. So some nice return playability to this game.
No, Brucey, if that was it'd be like, "No, I don't want you to start a war."
Get me to the chopper. Oh man, I'm terrible at accents. Don't make me do that.
Maria, you do the chopper. Nice to see you. Yeah.
Oh man, so many great quotes in that Batman and Robin. The Ice Age.
What's his name? It's Mr. Free.
And so Jake Rock's sitting in a little bit better position. It is 7-zip. He needs this ball back. He doesn't want the NFC to score and get in another predicament he was in previously. Narblast on the vertical platform stage. Trying to get through the door. There we go. Oh, and Jake Rock giving up the touchdown. It will be a tie ball game if they get the extra point here.
Radman onto football as well.
Random onto the final boss of Sonic 3 again.
Come on, Random.
Here we go. Let's go, Random.
You can do this. Solo's cosplaying a Door Dasher, delivering breadsticks.
And Narblast's at the Bell Boss. This is such a weird fight. So you pretty much ignore all the enemies that are going to jump on screen. You just want to hit that bell. That's all you care about. Hit that bell.
Random's on 0 rings again. And a little too risky on that left side. If you only have 1 ring left on Sonic, it always goes to the left when you get hit.
So you want to play farther right so you don't lose the ring going off screen.
Yeah.
Come on, Random, you got this.
Oh.
Ooh, right off the bat.
Jumped right
Yeah.
into it.
It's a shame. Jake Rock with a nice run there, breaking away with Marshall Falk. 35-yard gain. Definitely needs this touchdown. Radman scoring right off the top.
Well, as I
there
recall, I
we
think
go,
Radman's a
Jake Rock.
Vikings fan, so that's helpful.
Yep. And Jake Rock getting into the end zone there. And Sheem over there on the top left is making his way to the first dungeon in this game and also the last in this goal. Just needs to make it through this dungeon here. He's sitting pretty on the hit points. Each person buys 2 shields. I believe they're all using the same strat. So it's you buy 2 shields, you buy 1 antidote, and you buy 1 health. So he'll have an opportunity to heal once. He's not able to get out of this battle. They're just completely destroying May. Both poisoned as well. He's getting a little tough here. And with this game, with the poison, how it works is you're unable to heal without using an antidote first. So that's why everyone brings 1 antidote with them. So now he's in the position to where if he gets poisoned again, that's it. He has no more antidote. Oh, he brought 2. He brought 2 antidotes, it looks like. So he's good to go. Full health there.
Yeah, that spin dash strat for Random. I mean, that was something that really was a game changer for the other runners to knock out that first phase very safely.
Oh, get those rings.
Oh my
He's
god.
got 1.
Just don't even go to the left, man. I'm so invested in Random's game.
I want to see Random beat this thing. Yeah.
Well, honestly, we should all be invested in this because it's probably the last time we see Sonic for a very long time on a
Yeah.
SegaCrew event.
We had a lot of feedback we received.
No more Sonic is the consensus.
Lots of feedback.
And Sheem, there we go, moving on, and Narblast on the last level. So take a look at Sheem Gabriel here, a master of Shinobi 3. We're in for a treat here.
He's one of the good ones, that's for sure. He's very good.
With just some of the stuff that happened, he won't have a chance to get a sub 2, but he's going to have a low 2-hour run. Last game, absolutely, Shinobi 3. And Sheem came in with an advantage because I think he's the only racer in this race that has any of these games up on a leaderboard before this race was announced.
Empty Eyes dropping the knowledge bomb on us in chat. Fun fact, you get into a fight every 16 to 79 steps in Phantasy Star 3 where 1 is allowed.
Well, very cool.
See, this is why I love the stuff that pops up in chat like this. You get the people who really deeply know these games.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of deeply knowing games, hey, Shinobi 3's on screen. I know a couple things about that game.
No, you don't. You're a beginner.
Could argue I know the most about that game. Sheem is no slouch at this game. Looks like he is playing on normal difficulty, so he's got the 2 lives but the full health.
Also, one quick shout out to Sheen Gabriel so far is the only runner to have taken part of the Shinobi Genesis Trilogy bounty. For anyone that's unaware, there is, I believe, 7 months left for this bounty, and so far only one place Sheen Gabriel has claimed it. Probably will be first place. But if you are able to put a run together of all 3 Genesis Shinobi games, that is Revenge of Shinobi, Shadow Dancer, and Shinobi 3 in one speed run, you may and are able to score in the top 3 times, you will be eligible for a money prize. So anyone interested in that, join our Discord, and we have a channel for Shinobi speedruns bounties there, and definitely take part. And if no one takes part, I'm telling you, when the end of April comes up, I will be submitting something if no one else does.
Hey, Booster, throw out huge props to Random getting past that block there and getting out to Wonder Boy now.
Oh, that was
Very
massive. Nice. Way to go, Random. I mean, that is a very tough boss, and to get past Sonic 3 will be a huge relief, and I bet things will go a lot smoother.
On the mention of prizes, was there something for this race here?
There is. I think the only
is.
reason we haven't talked about it was because it's kind of just a foregone conclusion that Sheen was going to win it. I mean, he's even been talking about what he's going to do with it once he gets it. But first prize will be an analog SG, graciously gifted by Rotus13. So very cool that someone within the crew, just out of the generosity of their heart, wanted to make this event even better, more special, and to give away pretty much a $200 prize that's going up in value every day that they don't make them.
Pretty huge.
Yeah, and it looks like Random's stepping away. Don't blame him on that one. In fact, I'm going to have to step away for a quick bathroom break if you guys don't mind.
Sounds good.
No problem. So Bacon, tell me, I mean, as far as Shinobi, what are the key things you're going to be looking for in a good speed run here, or what are maybe some of the special tricks we might see here from Seam's run?
Well, after level 2 here, because that's just all auto scroller, other than that exact spot right there. Now we're back to auto scroller. Yeah, there's quite a few tricks. We've got some ceiling clips, got some different methods of attacking, like rapid fire. I don't know if Sheen does the rapid fire. He must by now. Yeah, the game's got some neat little tricks. There's a wrong warp on the second last level. A lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of tiny optimizations you can make in this run.
Oh, is Jake Rock? It looks like Jake Rock's down by 2 points in fourth quarter here.
Ooh. That's not good.
Oh, touchdown. All right. So, Bacon, what's your favorite trick on this run?
It's probably a trick that doesn't even get used in the run, but just all the ceiling clips, really. That's the big thing that changed this run. Clipping through ceilings, going into the level geometry, and just moving about. Very quick, very nice. Fortunately, not a lot to say during this auto-scroller. I know when I'm streaming attempts, my brain kind of shuts off in this level.
Invictus was asking, when did the ceiling clip actually get found?
I don't know. It'd be in my YouTube videos. 2010, 2011, maybe somewhere in there. I found it quite a while ago now. Even the TAS wasn't doing it, so it was a brand new strat. But then Kier took up the ceiling clips and was doing it in runs, and then, you know, a decade later, I finally became a speedrunner. So
It only takes a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, I just had to find all the tech, that's all.
Jake rocks into Vallis now, so that's good.
Yeah, not having a reset again, that's huge.
It's okay. We got some of our other sports-minded folks in the Sega crew who want to do like maybe the Sports 8.
Ooh. Yeah, there's another glitch used a lot on this level with the bomb. If the bomb's on screen, the enemies don't have contact damage. You just open up a box, leave the bomb, and just run through everything. Makes this section real quick.
Wow. Okay, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
I know the Shadow Dancer run well, but not this one.
Yeah, Shadow Dance is another good run. Shoutouts to Paul Saltine. Painfully still grinding that game away.
Trying to dethrone Afro Ninja, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Sheen not going the top route for this boss. Fair enough.
I don't know. Does Sheem have enough kunai?
I don't know. You might need that infinite kunai coat. I'm just kidding. Kidding. Off to the meat tunnel, as it's referred to in the community. The Hydra in the background trying to lock on a Shinobi, but he's moving way too fast. He's cruising.
Can't get a missile lock.
Yeah, so he's just gonna get fed up and just take him head on here. Two missions kills this boss, easy peasy. Mission, of course, uses lives instead of the ninjutsu. Oh, that second one was a little too quick. That's not good. Just use another one. Okay. Should have enough lives on normal difficulty. Normal difficulty, you get another life way earlier than on expert. Typically, this game is run on expert at the highest level. Very minor adjustments that make it quicker in the long run. When you're shaving down them frames.
Hey, look, another auto-scroller.
Yep. Another auto-scroller.
How much of this run is taken up by auto-scrollers? Do you think it's a third?
Too much. You know, I've never actually calculated how much time is spent on that. But it's too much.
Well, it's a staple of Shinobi games. I mean, you play Shadow Dancer, you got the elevator stage and
The bonus stage.
the bonus stage. Yep.
Yeah.
Revenge doesn't have any, though. It's you're going right the whole time.
Yeah. Well, there's one level you go up on Revenge.
Well, don't you go right and then you go back to the left in Revenge? Yes.
In that city stage, yeah, you got to go left a few times.
And then Shinobi
They threw in a little variety there by saying, yep, we'll put a little left in there.
Shinobi Legions with a 4-minute, 20-second auto-scroller elevator.
Shoutouts to Faust.
Nice. Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
That's the one I did count out.
Nar now reaching the final dungeon here on Phantasy Star 3.
Yeah, she not using rapid fire. Looks like he might have gotten hit as well, so...
Yeah, I've lost the POW.
Boss is taking 3 times as long.
Yeah,
No,
gonna guard
no rapid fire is going to make this go a whole cycle here. A few more hits should do it.
You're like, I have the power. Wait, no.
I didn't see where he lost the POW. I'm assuming it's that one jump. It's a nasty enemy that pops up.
And it's all RNG too. You can't manipulate that jump either, or the enemies where they're going to spawn when you take that jump.
So he's going to want to grab the POW at the end of this level. Fun fact, this is one of the few levels that doesn't have any glitches in it.
You don't use the bomb glitch?
Nope.
When'd you guys stop using that one?
On this stage, it's never really been necessary. I mean, you can use this one right here.
That's the one I was talking about.
For this flying enemy, but it's not really a problem. You can just kill him out of the air.
That's
same amount of time.
Especially if you got the kunai for it.
Mm-hmm.
On, I guess, kunai list is probably... You go for the bomb strat there?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I ran kunai list. Our blast moving on to Shinobi 3.
I'm sure Faust was over there. It's like, oh, can we make this goal kunai list?
I mean, the runners had the choice if they wanted, yeah.
That's true. You can beat it any way you want.
But ultimately, any percent is quicker, so... Not by much, though. Maybe like a minute. Minute and change now.
Does Sheen do the rapid fire in his...
I don't think so, especially if he's using shield here.
He gives me hope then as a runner.
I thought he was doing some rapid fire, but I guess not. Rapid fire is an interesting glitch where you cancel the jumping animation with a kunai throwing animation, and you cancel the kunai throwing animation with a jumping animation, and just repeat.
Well, this is the stage where if he gets too much bright animation going, Sheen does, it could reset and he could join our...
Yeah, there is a nasty bug in the game here where if there's too much going on the screen, explosions and enemies exploding, these silos exploding, the game just resets.
Yeah, but luckily Sheem has the experience enough to know how to get through this. And it can be tricky to nail everything correctly on this stage.
This is when the difficulty jumps up in the game. Casually and in the speedrun. Like, this section right here is really stressful. The jumps are really tight.
And he wants to hang on to this POW for this mini-boss coming up here.
Oh, yeah. In fact, Sheem routed this spot right there. Oh, I guess he doesn't go for the bomb, though. Weird. He did figure out jump positioning that I ended up using in the run as well.
The Sheem jump.
Yeah, it makes that one jump a little bit nicer to deal with.
And one thing with this game that we just saw Sheem use, anytime you use your dash attack, you'll get some iframes.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to hang on to his POW through that.
There's a ceiling clip.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing a lot of ceiling clips starting here.
This is the level to learn them and get good at them. Fortunately, he took a hit, but POW's not super important in this stage, and you grab one right before the boss anyways. He's going top route. Got some nasty jumps coming up here.
Do you think he rides the elevator here?
I don't think so. I would hope not.
Nice. For that.
Not with the time Sheem has. I don't think he goes for that platform.
Yeah. And this is probably the toughest clip.
Yep, first try.
Dang, look at that. That's pro action right there.
With Fushin casted in the wall for this next section. That's optimal strats.
And that's the only power-up that you can attain going from screen to screen, level to level.
I gotta teach him one little optimization there. I just seen something. Otherwise, he does this exactly like how I do it. Beautiful.
There to the boss room.
Mecha Godzilla.
Use the lightning shield.
Lightning shield cast slows it down a little bit, but makes it consistent.
Yeah, it makes it safe, especially for a marathon. Now everyone's favorite level.
Good old traps. More auto-scroller. Speaking of auto-scroller, same on our blast screen.
And we can see down at random screen, he's definitely taking it a little easy. You can see that he's not expecting what's coming up, so he's kind of waiting for it to spawn. Versus some of these other runners that put in, a lot of time to be able to blast through this goal. And Sheem's here. This is one strat that it's very difficult to get through this stage and maintain your POW because you'll want it for the mini boss. It will be half the battle.
Oh my god, that jump. That was scary. You almost got hit there.
Yeah, these flying guys that appear on the side.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. Mm-hmm. They always appear on the right side though, so if you're on the left side, you can kind of get a pretty good distance between them.
At the same time too, so you can expect them as well.
Yeah, once you've played this game enough times, you just start firing kunais before they're even on screen. So he's out of enemies here, and it's just the last climb up. Up to see my favorite little rock, the pebble.
Gotta trust the pebble.
I actually use the pebble as a visual cue, and it looks like Sheem does the same thing. Look at that. That was perfect.
Entrance. Hit there too. You've got to hit the center to spawn the actual boss fight.
He doesn't go up in melee, he just does kunai.
That's what I do too. I just watch his arms as a visual cue to let me know when to jump.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but I go for a sword slash right in the center. It all works out the same, but
Sword slash definitely looks cooler.
yeah, it's a longer hitbox too. So if you're a little early on the input,
like that right there.
Yeah, I like that.
Get it. Nice little backup there though to do the burst. It's like screw it. That's one of those is gonna hit it.
So now this next part of this level.
We're gonna see some more really cool clips coming up.
Yep, big clip. Ends up skipping a third of this level, I would say.
I love how Sheen jumps
Maybe more.
over that door there because the last thing you want to do is accidentally hit up trying to run past it.
We're gonna go through this door here. Ooh, we got the white screen on our blast screen.
Perfect.
Nice.
Frame perfect there. That's frame perfect, right? If you get the white screen? Or is it
I think there's a
flag
few
screen?
frames. It depends on what the boss is doing for its second hit.
First try there for Sheen to get into
Yeah,
that.
Sheem's going
feeling
for the slightly safer strat here. Now he's off screen, dive kicking to the right. You miss the death plane at the bottom of the screen. And Joe's just zooming to the right side and it just hits a trigger, goes to the boss.
And that way you bypass probably the most nastiest room in this game.
Yeah, there's some nasty rooms.
Adventures are really terrible, and they're one-hit kills. There's not a lot of enemies or anything that's a one-hit kill, besides just falling to your death. Those pinchers do the trick.
Fortunately, Sheem does not have POW, so this boss is going to be a little slow. He's got lives. He could just mission.
Yeah.
2 missions for phase 1.
Probably see a quick mission.
Narblast going for ceiling clips too. See, I did have a chance to see some of Narblast practicing this game.
You know, most of these runners really fell in love with this game, and I hope they stick with it to submit some times. I would really like to see Shinobi one of the premier Sega boards, you know, where there's like 50 runners up or more.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, we got quite a few.
Especially when you count all the different categories and runs.
Now we're on to the sketchy underneath the ship. This is my least favorite part of the whole run, because I can't tell you how many times I've ruined runs here because something went wrong.
Well, and by this point, too, you've been racing 20-plus minutes. Your hands are getting sweaty. Sometimes it's easy to not hit up and hold up. It just slips off, and then you're dead. You can't do anything. There's no time to correct it.
Sheem's taking it a little easy, which I understand for this race.
And I don't know if he knows the lead he has, but, I mean, at this point, you could probably go get a bite to eat. Let's go finish him first. He just killed this.
The last auto-scroller.
I mean, we're seeing a potential sub 210 on this run.
Oh yeah, should be 210, under 210. Sheem's doing a trick where you don't attack any of the enemies, and it makes the last 2 waves of turrets just not show up.
And anyone unfamiliar with this game, or just unfamiliar with the speed run of this game, there is an absolute thriving Shinobi 3 and Shinobi community in general, but Shinobi 3 definitely, there is a huge presence on Discord and on Twitch. If this is a game you'd like to get into, definitely hit that Command Shinobi, and I might even do it too. Join that Discord, and like I said, very active. They even have races. For a while, we were doing monthly races. Last year, we were pretty consistent with that, and maybe we can get back to that if the demand returns. But very fun speedrun and very amazing community to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the world record back on this, but not a lot of time for streaming these days, unfortunately. So
yeah.
But when I can, I'm still having fun with this game.
Well, and when when Dagron holds a world record, it's
he doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, exactly. Most people don't get those back.
No swag clip? Come on, Sheem.
Does Dagron have the swag clip?
Yeah, he's got
Nice.
the old version of it. There's a version where you do a wall hop off the left side, but the version I do now, I just jump right into it.
Oh man, that's tough. That's such a tight window.
It's even scarier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to drop, and I've done it once on accident and could only do it by dropping. But yeah, jumping into it, that's ridiculous. That's sick.
Sheem's on top of the level right now.
I love it. Mixter Zippo with the Sonic command. No link to Sonic Discord. We should probably get like a Planet Chaos or something.
So that's why we need that Sonic Stinger back. I'm just telling you.
So Sheem's going to perform the last clip. This is the scariest one.
Yep.
Because you have to go through. Oh, okay. Oh, he learned the backup. I taught him this like a week ago. Come on. Come on.
Oh. God. And the problem is, if you can't get this, you have to take the death. So got health. Can still make this work. Oh, he's just
he
gonna
still
take
had enough
that.
health to try.
I thought
All
so
right.
too.
Yeah, there's a really difficult backup. The trick itself is hard, but the backup is another step of difficulty. But it does exist and it does work. He's letting this elevator down a little too far down than I'd like. But
Oh, he got
good.
in though. There we go.
He's good.
First try.
Yeah, first try. So this skips a big waiting around on a little elevator platform. This goes up and down through the level. Very tedious, boring section, but hey, you just walk across the top of the screen. Why not? Be a ninja. Ooh.
Ugly Sonic for the biggity thing.
Six. Okay, Sheem. Bringing it into the last boss. See the setup. Walking to the left side of the... The 205.11 on Sheem's side. Pretty good. Under 210 is amazing for this assortment of games. Sheem emotes in chat. Like to see it. Making a lot of people happy in chat. I think there's a lot of people rooting him on there.
We've been seeing a lot of love for all the runners today. It's great.
Oh yeah. Starblast is cruising through pretty decently too. It looks like he might have been playing on easy difficulty. Those amount of lives. Which is smart for this race. Makes sense. You get 9 lives to start the game off if you're on easy. Going for bottom route. I like it. Excellent. Top route used to be the strat there, but got routed out. Figured
A
out
lot of
bottom route.
changes over the years with this game. Just so
I'm
much
not gonna
work.
deal with
It's
the
been
weird
incredible.
bounce back and stuff. We're just gonna take this slow.
Starblast is going to take the platform.
fighting
I
for a second.
know he was having
Third.
difficulties with this jump. Just timing it all, so it makes sense to just take it easy.
I'm okay with that.
See how this clip goes. Hitting the kunai just a little too quick. There he goes. Fushin in the next room, yep. I prefer to do the Fushin cast in the previous room, that way this gunner doesn't get in your way, but he just kills him anyways. That works. Flip onto the right side. Okay.
I don't want to waste the.
Not going for the clip to the boss. Okay. Ooh, do we have a Sheem in here?
Looks like we've got a Sheem in here.
Oh, hey.
Hey, hey.
Hey,
Congrats,
congratulations.
GG.
Oh, thanks for the GG. Yeah, that last part was strange.
You did good.
uh, oh my god. I've never seen that CPU on Tecmo Super Bowl behaving like that. I was very scared I would lose that match.
Yeah, I know Jake Rock also had some problems today with Techno Super Bowl. It just, the CPU decided to show up today and play.
Yeah, it decided to show up to me as well. I was like, okay, I just, for the safety, I'm just gonna do 2 touchdowns and then I'll be fine. But then the CPU suddenly decided to play against me and did a field goal plus a touchdown. I was like, okay, I would really need to have 3 touchdowns here. And then CPU acted like it was playing against me, and suddenly started playing good, and I couldn't do nothing because I had a lot of fumbles, a lot of run plays that I couldn't predict. So, but yeah, that was really close. I could really lose that match and screw myself up.
Yeah, you and Jake Rock were neck and neck kind of there, but unfortunately he had to reset on Tecmo. And that set him back quite a bit. I think he's in 3rd place right now with Narblast in 2nd.
But yeah, aside from the RNG help that I've passed through TSB and Fantasy Star, everything else was actually really good. I've got some gold splits on most of the games aside from those 2 and Shinobi 3. So yeah, that was very good. There was a possibility that I could do under 2 hours, but both the most RNG games took me away from it. So, but that happens.
You were happy with your Sonic 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Except for the fact that I died on Idol City 2, and that wasn't my fault, because there's a possibility to die even if the platform is right high. Yeah, if you touch it, you can die by crashing. That's really weird.
Yeah, I think we all saw that.
But yeah, that was a flat 30 almost. So that was actually
it was really good. You were keeping up ahead of the people using glitches. I mean, you used the Hydro City 2, but I think that's all you used for glitches, right?
Yep, I just went for the Hydro 2 skip, and the rest of it was completely glitchless. Which was good. I think I had the bubble shield until the part that I most needed. So yeah, that was actually fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got a sub 6 on Wonder Boy 3, and columns was perfect.
Your column was insane.
Yeah, that first match, I was like, wait, what's going on here? I never had this kind of play, and that was actually really fast. I wasn't thinking that.
Was that a gold split for you on columns?
Yeah, it was sub 8.
Oh my
I think it was something tied with Narblast's personal best time. It was kind of close to. But yeah, Splatterhouse was I could sub 9 on Splatterhouse, but I did some mistakes and that cost me the time there. But I think what else did I get? Vallis, I got a gold as well.
I also got a gold,
205
even
games
though
was a
I
while
messed
ago.
up some of my inputs.
That's
But
depressing.
I didn't die there, and that was what most mattered in the end.
Yeah, that's excellent.
But yeah, that was the 205. I'm gonna
Plus, you
definitely
got
take it.
Well,
You
you
got
definitely
a gold
deserved
from,
it because you put a ton of time into
Split.
this race. I mean, I know
Zero
you only had to
exactly.
learn 7 games versus everyone else who had to learn 8, but still, you were still working your butt off every day. It
Oh
seemed like
yeah,
you were streaming these games, and I mean, you could tell you show up and just knock it out of the park like that with a 205. It's incredible.
yeah. I've practiced almost every day. Like, yeah. Of course, I had Shinobi 3 already practiced, but I've never did that on console. So that I felt a slight difference between playing on emulator and playing on
Oh,
hardware,
yeah.
especially on the input. I had some difficult times trying to adapt into the console,
Right.
but yeah, it was when I got solid there, I even got a PB on normal. So yeah, the fact that I had one of the hardest games to learn for that Sega 8, that was a big difference because I knew that I was going full glitchless on Sonic 3, and that would take me a lot of time because I know that how good Jake Rock and R Blast are. So I had to take the advantage on everywhere else
Oh
except for
yeah.
Sonic 3. And like Sonic 3, I had to do a solid time. That's what happened.
Yeah, your Sonic 3 was solid. You were in
Yep.
a good place after it, so.
No thanks. But yeah, it looks like the Narblast is doing a good Shinobi free run actually.
Yeah. He did
That's
the traps skip and is cruising on to the last level.
Yeah, I think he did the old
Yeah,
the
he does
old zip.
the clip up to the. He goes all the way to the left. It's a little safer. He was
Yep.
having difficulties with the jump up to do the clip. So I
Yeah.
just was like, hey, you can just go to the left and there's a floor underneath you, so it's a little easier. So he did take that.
Yeah,
And
he's doing the solid run so far, so that's pretty good.
Narblast was one of the few people I had a chance to actually help out while they were streaming with some strats on this game.
Oh yeah, I saw that he was streaming yesterday and got a solid 218. But I was thinking that he would do a similar time because Nar is amazing. Both Jake and Nar are amazing. I saw their times on the spreadsheet, and
Oh yeah.
you could see that they were putting a lot of effort on the event.
Well, I'm sure you're excited for your prize.
Yeah, for sure. I was
No
waiting
kidding.
for that.
Heck yeah. I'm sure Rodas 13 will be reaching out on Discord, I assume, and getting that all set up. But that's, yeah. Mr. Analog SG, Sheem Gabriel now.
Yeah, that was a good
I'm supposed to be there.
Is that going to be what
prize.
you're going to use to stream from?
I'm not even supposed to be
I don't know yet
Don't know.
because I still use the old Genesis, and I'm probably gonna stick around with it.
Yeah.
It was a gift that a friend of mine gave me, so
Right.
I'm gonna probably use it for.
I am curious how Shinobi 3 runs on it, but because there is some console variation and emulation variation on the lag frames with Shinobi 3.
Oh yeah, for sure. As I said, I had a quite. It was quite difficult to adapt, especially on. I didn't play Shadow Dancer on console yet, but both Shinobi 3 and Revenge of Shinobi were kind of hard for me to adapt
Mm.
because it feels more different than playing with other games. Like I was playing Batman on emulator and I didn't feel the thing when I was playing on a console, and Wolf Child as well, and some other games as well. I didn't feel difference on the input, but with Shinobi games I had, and that was that was that to adapt for them was uh, a good challenge.
What
And I
is
don't
your
know what.
trilogy time now?
Sorry,
What is your Shinobi trilogy time?
I think it's around 54.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
It's around 54. Yeah, yeah. I probably won't touch it until like next year. I'm quite done with the trilogy for now, but I'm still playing those games separately. I'm still trying to do a good time on console with Revenge of Shinobi. So
hmm
I'm gonna let that rest a little bit because I'm focused on other games. There's Sonic 3 that I'm probably gonna pick up. The glitchless route. There are
Oh, yeah.
counter hard
Oh, really?
buffs
That's
and
super cool.
oh yeah, yeah. There's a friend of mine that's also running Sonic 3 glitchless. One of the reasons that I picked up glitchless was because she was running the same category, and I was like, oh okay, I think I can learn the glitchless route so I can give her like some races and some good time together.
That's
So
excellent.
yeah, so I'm probably gonna stick around. Even on Wonder Boy caught my attention, my
I need
attention
both of the shields for the fight,
during
for
the SEGA8.
boss
I'm
fight.
probably gonna see
Mm.
if that's how will be the speed run of it later on.
Well, that's good.
But I'll probably won't touch Phantasy Star 3 never again because that and Tecmo Super Bowl. I was thinking that Tecmo Super Bowl would be something more okay, but it almost took me away from the from like 20 minutes of my time. So I even had a problem because during the swap of Splatterhouse to Tecmo Super Bowl, my joystick was acting weird. That's why I took so time to swap to Tecmo because I was pressing the buttons and it didn't go, so I had to plug out the Bluetooth adapter and I had to plug it again because it just suddenly stopped working. So that took me like 20 seconds or something. And also the internet dropping every time. I was really afraid that something bad would happen during the race, but luckily
Yeah.
no energy dropping or something.
Yeah, it seemed like right when the race started, everybody's internet and Twitch just didn't want to cooperate. So I'm glad we were able to keep you the whole time. And
Narblast is
Narblast is
finishing up.
on the end.
Yeah. Oh, he kept POW through phase 1. I didn't see the setup that he used.
I think
hey,
he's
hey,
going
everybody.
for
I
he's
do
going
need to
for a
drop
rapid
myself
fire.
here. So,
Alrighty, diggity.
well, thanks.
Alrighty,
Diggity.
Diggs.
Sheen, thanks again so much. Congratulations,
That's it.
Booster and Bacon. It's been a pleasure as always, and have a good one.
Later,
Excellent.
Diggs.
And on that note, Narblast is also finishing up.
Finishing
and,
up 221.
And that's good to
221.
see that he's doing the rapid fire strats.
Second place,
That's
it looks like.
something good to see.
Yeah, when are you picking up rapid
I
fire?
hate Sonic 3!
I'm
I
not
hate
used to
sports.
to do rapid fire. That's why I go without it. I'm just not good with trying to alternate between kunai and jump.
One second.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I
that was
accidentally
a-
muted us.
Oh.
Muted the wrong source.
Yeah, 221 from Narblast. So that's pretty damn good.
That's amazing.
We're
Well,
down
it
to
takes
4 racers.
Yep. Everyone's doing pretty good. Solid's on the almost on the actually on the half of just because I said it right. But yeah, he's on half of the Vallis goal. But unfortunately, he had to go all the way back.
Yeah, these are our last 4 racers, and once random gets through this goal, all of our racers will be past the halfway mark, and that's just really impressive here. That when we're sitting at 2.5 hours, that could be done at. So, you could just see the skill level of all these racers that came in, even the ones that came in semi-blind.
Oh yeah, I wanna see the chat later because there's a lot of folk of my chat there spamming the Brazilian flag.
Yeah, we got a lot of Brazilian love there.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and Jake Rock is one of those guys that really enjoyed this game, and I hope to see him put up some runs.
Yeah.
You know, seeing Jake Rock, although he could have gone straight up right there instead of
there's
going through this.
another path there, but
That's one thing I really do like about Shinobi 3 and racing it is, you know, if you're not able to get a strat first time, there's so many backups and backups to backups, and it makes it for a really enjoyable race game.
yeah, it's really cool how much you can do in Shinobi 3. There's so many optimizations of backups and all that.
And Narblast with the raid. Big GG to Narblast, our second place winner at 2:21:31. I know it's not the time he was hoping for, but I mean, with this game list, very commendable time. Really good time. Yeah, we could see how many things could go wrong in this race today for everybody except Sheem Gabriel. He was just on fire throughout this.
I couldn't believe how good the other games were. That was super sweet. There was actually a chance of doing sub 2 hour. That's what is most amazing because I think until Tecmo Super Bowl, my best possible time was under 2 hours. So,
Wow.
but then I lost like almost 5 minutes on that game, and then everything went apart.
Narblast, I'm convinced that I will never understand sports ball. For all the, because Narblast is playing all the Nintendo games. He was able to obtain them, and now he's like, I'm going to play every single one of these. So you're going to have to play a lot of sports ball games.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be an expert here in a year or two from all the sports ball. Yeah, Sheem, I'm not sure if we mentioned this, but Nar, I don't think it was a time he wanted for Tecmo Super Bowl, but Jake Rock, who was, pretty good at it, he actually had to start it over. He was unable.
Yeah, you mentioned. Yeah.
Which is, goes to show you what that game can do. Just you show up on race day and, you're the Harlem Globetrotters, but on this day, you don't win.
Yeah,
what?
I was thinking that because I practiced that game all the time. That was, I think, of all the 8 games that I've practiced, I think Tecmo Super Bowl was the most that I spent time on.
Wow.
And seeing how bad that exhibition was really surprising because I never saw the CPU acting like that. So I was kind of afraid that I would lose there and like lose 20 minutes of the time. Because on my even on my last attempt before the race, I got over time, but even that attempt was faster than this attempt that I had right now.
Okay.
Well, the good news is no one's done the reset glitch on 5-1 on Shinobi 3. So...
Oh, that's perfect.
Well, you say that now. We still got.
Yeah, we still got 3 more people to get through it. I know. I just ruined it, didn't I?
But luckily, Jake Rock is through, so that's so far 3 for 3.
Picking the platform, yeah, that big jump is nasty.
And what's funny, correct me if I'm wrong about that, isn't that bug on every version, even if it's a updated, I'm playing it on PS4 on that Sega pack, isn't the bug still within
I would imagine so. Those packs haven't changed the ROM whatsoever. The only ones that have changed the ROM are the 3DS and Nintendo Switch version.
Oh, okay, very cool. I can't imagine trying to dash on a Nintendo Switch.
Oh god. The 3DS version was pretty cool because they added like the 3D to work with it, with the backgrounds and whatnot. And I mean, this game has such cool scrolling that like having it in 3D is really cool. So if you have a 3DS, I do recommend checking this out on it because it's pretty cool. And it's got a level select and the 6-button mode you can just toggle on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, you go through it really quickly, but I mean, the backgrounds on these stages are incredible, and it scrolls so well. It's just a well-made game.
Big Rock having a little bit of difficulties with this last clip. It is kind of tricky. I know Narblast just went to the left side and just ignored this.
Yeah. Well, if you don't get it the first
there we go.
2 times, yeah, it's not a time save. But you got to, these clips are easy to get into, as you can see from J-Croc, but if you don't get high enough, you easily get pushed out. So that can always be a pain with these tougher jumps, getting the height.
Everyone's gone for Lightning Shield on Mechagodzilla.
And no one wants to get the power up. Oh,
Shield's already busted. Wow. Run slashes.
I thought that he lost the shield.
Use run slashes.
Yeah, there's you can dash off his arms there and hit the hitbox with that slash. It's pretty cool backup. Again, there's backups for backups for backups. It's a really cool game. Oh, except for that.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough now. Doing the boss without POW whatsoever.
What about the Mishin? He's got 7 lives. What would that do?
We're
about to find out.
Not too much, I don't think.
Not too much.
I don't know if the damage caps out on Mishin, but it looks like he's just going to use it as a health refill, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you use Mishin, you just get your health all the way back. Okay. Using it for damage here. I don't know how much that does on Mechagodzilla. I think he has a damage cap between hits. So I don't think you get the full damage. I could be wrong.
Oh, something
a year
interesting.
From now, everybody will be using Mission because it's
right.
rat that just came, from this. Someone looked into it. Wait a second.
Something interesting is that the Redman and Solar are almost tied because Redman's
really
is on the climb for the boss fight and Solar's already there.
Yeah, I do know that Radman did step away for an extended break when he got to Tecmo Super Bowl. So
which is understandable. I mean, this is a long marathon. I have a tough time sitting through this long for a movie, let alone me video gaming.
Yeah, luckily I went to the restroom before the race started, but then when I finished, I was like, okay, I drink a lot of water. I need to go. I need to go to the restroom real quick. But yeah, that list was actually long. I don't know. It's because that was my second full event participating. The first one was the first Sega 16. But I think it was around 3 hours or something. I don't remember right now what time I got on that attempt, but I think Booster fell off.
Booster might be pulling in Narblast here.
Okay. I think he could enter here. But okay.
Hey, and I got Narblast here, our second place.
Oh.
And I'm going to pull him now into chat. And Narblast.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Oh, hey.
Hey, GG.
Yeah,
GG, my friend.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be... Honestly, I thought it was going to be between me, you, and Jake Rock as far as who can put together a good run. Thought it was going to be close. So...
Yeah, there was a point where I think that Jake Rock was the only person to pull ahead of Sheem Gabriel for just a minute, but then Sheem took it back. But everyone was really close for quite a bit of the race. But, it just goes to show once Sheem got to, Shinobi 3, it's just like, oh yeah.
I mean, personally, I figured my only chance was to try to get a better time in Sonic. So I even married myself to attempting the Carnival Night glitch like 3 times or so. Like something I should have stopped after like 1. After it didn't work, I should have just kept on going, but I kept on replaying.
Oh, yeah, the boss was giving you some trouble, right?
Yeah, because you can't jump.
Yeah.
Because Sonic 3 is an amazingly programmed game. So,
I was talking earlier.
Level to work.
I was talking earlier that I died on the Hydro Tube. You know that platform that goes up a little before the slide zip. So I died there, but the platform was so high that you couldn't even crush there. But I died by crushing.
Yeah, I hit the bottom of it and died. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was once that I was on practice, and I accidentally did the vertical wrap on Marble Garden. But it was accidental because I didn't do any setup for this. I was running, and then suddenly I entered the ground, and then when I figured out where I was, I thought, oh, okay, I know where I am. I just went back, and then I saw the Act 2 boss just laying down there. I thought, and I said, oh, he's here. So I did the wrap. But yeah,
thankfully I was able to get that fight first try, because that.
Oh, that's good.
Because not even the fight itself isn't too hard, because Radman created like an amazingly easy and safe setup to do that. But
that's good.
After you kill Robotnik, the pill box thing or whatever, like to not get smashed by the spikes or whatever afterwards is kind of hard.
I know. Yeah.
That it's tough input. You have to do it at the right time.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part of that glitch, because if you mess one input, you can end up soft lock there. So
yeah, you have to reset. There's no way to get out. Like there's times where like fails will just randomly show up on the screen, and that happens. The game's over. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then we talk about Carnival Night, where you have to this game. You have to do the first zip, and then not jump during the boss, and then that allows you to attempt the second one. Like so since it's all connected, it's kind of a hard sequence to get down.
Yeah, to link it all together.
But thankfully, the only thing that kept me, at all relatively in the game was learning the launch base zip like yesterday, like the last one.
Wow. Yeah.
And
yeah, that was worth learning.
And you only have I wasn't able to get back up there. So if you fall, that's it. You have to like die and try again. So you only have a couple of tries. And thankfully I was able to get it on, I think, second or third try. Because that skipped like a good 3 minutes of play. It's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jake Rock had a different setup with Tails, but yeah, I guess Tails would be able to fly back up if something went wrong.
Yeah. Tails needs to not ever be in a video game ever again. He ruined everything.
Oh, there was a section on Radman. He was playing with Sonic and Tails, and Tails was just destroying his jump, and he was stuck at a stupid platforming part for a good 2 minutes because Tails. It's in Ice Cap where you have to spring up the jumps. You know, it's that springy platform.
And he can ruin the point,
right.
like the spring. Yeah.
Yes, it was so funny. It's like, oh no, Radman.
Yeah, like I was saying, like
Tails to come with
it's
you.
so much better if you can pick if you want him or not. You know what I mean? Because you literally only need Tails for that Robotnik kill in Marble Zone. Then he can go away.
And then he could go away. Yeah.
But like you just need him for that 1 30-second fight, and then he can just not come back.
But it was really cool that Radman went Sonic Tails. Most of you guys went Sonic, and then Jake Rock went Tails. So
Tails just because I need him for that the glitched fight in Marble Zone.
yeah, but it was really cool to see
Different
everybody
people,
have
like,
a little
different
bit
things.
different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause I know Jake Rock was doing. I don't know if he did like the full ice cap. Rap. That one was kind of confusing. I didn't even want to try it.
I don't
Yeah, like
remember if he
the
did
long
it.
one. You have to do a bunch of inputs like at certain times. I'm not good enough to do that. So we're gonna just do everything normal.
Well, I
Yeah, I
do
didn't-
want to. Oh,
I'm sorry, go
Jake.
ahead.
No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No. All I was going to say is I just want to congratulate you guys and everyone racing too, because this was a very historic moment because you guys participated in probably the last Sonic game in a SegaCrew race. So, so congratulations, you two. Thanks for sticking it out.
Like so personally for me, the two most nerve-wracking games were Sonic because of what could go wrong. Like as far as because if something goes wrong, you have to reset the game. You can't. And then if you're using dips and wraps, you like go back like multiple stages. You don't just go back to where you came from.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but-
Super Bowl, because if you lose, that's like a 14, 15-minute loss that you don't know is happening until it's already happened.
Yeah, we
Yeah, so
saw
you lost
both of
15
those. I believe it was Random 64 that had to go back to Ice Cap because he died.
Yeah, in launch space.
Yeah, in the
Yeah, like-
final boss.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't
that was
say.
heartbreaking. And then Jake Rock, yeah, I mean, it was in the fourth quarter by the time he realized, okay, I can't score enough points to win this. So it was a good 12, 15 minutes. Just
Yeah, it's, one of those,
thrown away.
it's a very slow death. Like you don't know what's happening until it's too late, and then you realize that we all lost 10 minutes.
And see, we were hoping that, this would kind of even it out, but of course, none of that stuff happened to Sheem Gabriel. He just cruised through without any hiccup. It was definitely a sight to behold.
Well, I guess I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to copy some of his Super Bowl stuff, and my guys never reacted the same as his guys do. So,
Oh.
You could definitely tell he had NES Tecmo Super Bowl experience.
No, I actually played the Genesis Tecmo.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's the Genesis part of Tecmo Super Bowl.
How
that was the
different
one
are
I
the two
played.
games?
Yeah, there is the Genesis part.
Well, how different are they? Are they
I
pretty
think
similar?
they're pretty similar. Just I think the only difference is some cutscenes, I guess. But
And
aside
Random
from
was
that-
tackled right there on the 1 yard line, just completely
Oh.
disrupting that touchdown. And you'll see a lot of that in this game too. I've seen it, you guys practicing, and there'd be times where it's look like a for sure touchdown, and you get tackled at the 1 yard line, or something like that. And it's just like, oh my gosh, now they learn to tackle.
or a fumble.
I saw that there was a time that a CPU just threw himself into the own yard, and it could do a touchdown, but it decided to throw away and lose because it was on the last quarter, and then because of that he lost the ball possession. So because he just basically threw it up at the brink of the end zone. So yeah, the CPU does some weird things sometimes.
Well, that and they can seemingly tackle everybody first try, and then and then my bumbling buffoons like aren't anywhere near, and they just throw themselves at their feet and miss. So
Yeah, as I said previously, I've never got a CPU like that through the entire Sega 8. I had 2 touchdowns and a field goal for them. So I had to. I won by 19-17. It was a 2-point margin.
Too. Yeah, I want to say they had a field goal, and I had a touchdown and a field goal. Like I was.
Yeah,
it was close.
was actually real close.
But I almost died. That scared the hell out of me. I was at the last I was the level 3 boss, like with the lines of enemies, and I was on my last life. If I would have died, you lose your score when you continue. So.
Oh, on the
Wonder Boy. No, Monster
Oh,
Boy.
Wonder Boy. Yeah, I didn't have to fight the
I was
first boss.
close. I died like 3 times in the stupid cave.
Oh yeah, the cave is horrible. I picked up a lot of points before the second auto scroller, so because of that I had the 100k points before the boss on the first stage, and that quite helped me a little bit because I messed up all the entire cave.
Yeah, and then my Shinobi I think was pretty good. My Shinobi was like average. It wasn't great or bad.
No.
It was kind of what I figured I was gonna get. So.
Like comparing to I think the fact that you've learned the game in like 2 weeks or even less, you actually went pretty good. You learned how to do the rapid fire, so that's something incredible to see. Hope that you can get on this game even further because
I would get a sub 30. That would be my only goal, right? To get under 30.
Good goal. That's a good goal.
That's a good goal. That's a good
The
goal.
personal best was like 30, like 20. It was like super close. So.
But I think that if you practice a little bit more, I think you can even surpass my time because that's an advanced technique that if you know how to do it, you can.
It's a weird rhythm, and if it doesn't work, you start jumping, and then things go wrong.
Yeah,
it's hard.
But still, I was actually watching half of the Shinobi 3 run, but yeah, it went pretty well. Well, yeah, gee, that was really surprising.
I recently relearned how to play Shinobi 3 because I changed my control scheme to get a better rapid fire.
Oh yeah,
it makes it a little. Yeah, I do like a hand over like claw thing.
Yeah, I used to do the two fingers tapping on the B and the C, but now I just slide my thumb from A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B. It's just one thumb slide over and over.
Oh yeah, because you're going from left to right, not right to like. Yeah.
Oh, and Jake has almost finished the game. He's in
keeping power for second phase
of the Ninja Master.
Yeah, I think the only in Shinobi, the only boss I couldn't really get on track with was the teleporting guy, like the guy with the long hair.
Yeah.
The
Like
Kabuki.
he was random, so I don't know how. I didn't know how to account for like all of his possibilities when he like shows up. So I'd always get hit.
If you're in the middle doors for phase 2, like in the top middle or bottom middle, he won't show up in one of those doors. So whatever door you're standing in front of, he won't show up.
1 out of 4 then. 1 out of 5.
Yeah. And you don't want him to be in the middle.
And there's a GG for Jake Rock.
Good job. Okay, GG's.
246.41. I know he won't be thrilled with that. That's definitely 20 minutes and more past his average, but it really goes to show what it's like showing up on race day, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Fighting through Sonic and Shinobi in one race is rough. It's hard.
Yeah, in fact, Jake Rock's already commentating. He's on chat there. He wants a flamethrower and to take it to Tecmo Super Bowl. Amazing. Yeah, that, probably not the game he thought he was going to be cursing at the end of the race. But all these games can be dangerous, get on race day.
So everything had some type of risk to it. Even a game that seemed as simple like columns can go wrong so quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I know you guys really, as we're seeing from Radman and Solo there, you guys really came up with some amazing fast strats and consistent strats for Phantasy Star 3. But there's still a chance, you get late into that dungeon and end up dying and, have to do the whole goal again.
I almost on my attempt, Mew died before talking to Lyle. So that was quite risky.
Yeah, absolutely. You get low on health, and what can you do?
Yeah.
Especially if you get caught in an encounter. If you're trying to leave, and you're in the wrong encounter, but there's like 4 enemies on the screen, they all take a hit. You can die without really you can take like 10 hits of damage in one turn.
Yeah, there's that magic one where they can throw that foy, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, you're in trouble like right away. Yeah, like you don't know. But I did want to say, thank you guys for holding this thing. This is the 3rd one, and I've had a blast every time. So.
Well, we appreciate you, Nar, for participating. That's what it's all about, and you always, put in a ton of work that shows up, and thanks again for racing, and we can't wait to see you for the next one.
Yeah, I can't wait for somebody 4 to be in the next one. So.
That's right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get going. Again, thanks a lot for hosting this stuff. I know it's not easy hosting this stuff and getting everything working. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys, and GGs to Jake Rock and Sheem. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
That was a pleasure to race alongside you, my friend. GGs.
All right, see you guys. Well, we'll see you guys around. See ya.
Later.
See ya.
Oh boy. Final 3.
Final 3.
Final 3. Redman's already on the dungeon. So it's just a little bit behind.
And anyone that's wanting more SEGA8 action tonight, there are 2 runners that signed up for this race that will be racing. Sadly, today was also RGL's Tiny Tin Game Boy game race. So a lot of commitments out there, but 2 crazy streamers, Ferret Dippity and Infinite Mystery, are going to be racing this list as soon as they're done with the Tiny Tin. They're guessing it'll be in about 8 to 10 hours from when this race started. So tonight around, tune in 7, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. And SEGA8 will still be going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right now because I'm quite exhausted of this entire roller coaster that was Tecmo Super Bowl. But that was a pleasure to participate, and I hope that I can participate next times.
Absolutely.
That was really amazing. But take care, everyone. That was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Sheen.
GG again.
And we got Radman on Shinobi 3. And this is going to be a treat, everyone, because anyone unfamiliar with Radman, he runs multiple Shinobi games, but he's never ran this game. So, hopefully this starts a trend for him. Maybe this is the next Shinobi game he picks up. We'll see what happens.
I think he's still the world record holder of Cyber Shinobi.
Which is incredible because that board is just lighting up.
Yeah, which is incredible because that game is impossible to even play.
It absolutely is. To call it a Shinobi game is a travesty.
But hey, we have Z-Tox to play it every now and then. That's just a blast to watch.
Is that that can't possibly be a Sega game? Did they outsource that game?
They must have. It's so bad.
It's so bad. It doesn't even resemble any iteration of Shinobi out there.
Nope.
It's definitely its own thing. Feels different, looks different, plays different, and all of that bad.
Radman seems to like it.
And Solo already entering the final dungeon to Phantasy Star 3. We might have our 5th runner heading towards Shinobi 3 here shortly. This has to be a great Saturday for Bacon Omelet. This is his dreams come true, seeing this many people.
Yeah, I just got to
racing
watch Shinobi now. It's good. It's making me want to play.
It's such a great speedrun. I really do hope people pick it up.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, we used to do those Shinobi monthlies, but interest kind of waned, even with myself. Like, I just haven't... I went through a break with this game for most of this year.
Well, you had to learn Master System Spider-Man versus Kingpin. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Actually, I learned both. I learned all 3 Spider-Mans this year.
You got all 3 world records,
I
right?
did Sega CD, the Genesis, and the Master System now, yeah. That Master System one is something else.
I am scared to even hear what the soundtrack to the Master System one sounds like. That can't be good on the ears.
I can't remember what it was. The Game Gear one's the same thing, but I think you just have less screen space.
Yeah, it's just the
So
zoomed in.
it actually does make it a little harder to play on Game Gear in one stage. I was just like, man, I don't want to play this. I've done enough with the Master System. Because, yeah, there's no Game Gear board for that one.
Not yet. We'll see.
Not yet.
Here in a month, Bacon will probably be like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, might give in.
Open it up.
Game Gear or bust. I don't know.
Well, speaking of Game Gear, next year, the 5G, we always have a Game Gear race, 5 Game Gear games.
Just throw it in that one. That'll get some names on the board.
There's some good Shinobi Game Gear games as well.
Yeah, those Shinobi Game Gear ones are pretty cool. I need to dig into those ones a little bit more.
There we go. Solo's on Shinobi 3. So he's just one stage off from Radman, who is finishing up stage 1 boss as Solo is about to start stage 1. Round 1, excuse me. It's rounds in this game.
Auto scrollers.
And Bacon, he loves this game so much that he's done some weird ROM hacks, including, don't you know the name of this horse? And you made a ROM hack that, as you can play.
Didn't It's Crimson in Japanese.
Ah. Very beautiful. And you can pretty much play the rest of the game as with the horse, with Joe on the horse.
You can play some of the levels with the horse. I'm sure I could tinker around further and get the horse and more, but yeah, that's just some memory address hacking. It's really silly. The surfboard you can get on any level, though. That's no problem.
That's hilarious. Can you dash with the... I guess you do kind of have that speed up with the surfboard. Can you do that on the ground?
Yeah, you can still do that.
Hilarious.
You just can't grab onto ceilings or anything. You can't swing on ropes. So there's some levels you can't do it on. Solo getting the POW kill on the samurai. Radman going for the mission. Instant kill on that mini boss. That makes that easy. I wish I could still just do that, because the fastest kill for that is reset heavy.
Yeah, because since you play on expert, you don't have all these lives to give away.
Well, that and the mission takes so long to cast. As opposed to just 3 hits with POW.
Makes sense. You don't have all that animation. And it looks like Radman's... okay, this is the beginning of the elevator. I see. Never mind. Yeah, this is the way I usually do this elevator. I know Bacon gets all jazzy, but
Yeah, I got some
simple, safe.
I got some tricks to make my brain not fall asleep for these auto scrollers.
With that double D-pad sprint, this day and age, I love these auto scrollers. It gives my forearm a time to rest.
Yeah, my old hands are, they don't do so well with speedrunning anymore, so the double tap to run has kind of ruined my hands in the last 3-4 years I've been speedrunning this. I've gone through 2 Genesis rubbers, D-pad rubbers.
Oh, wow.
Speedrunning this game. Like brand new ones, on top of, old controller that I used to use, and the controller I'm currently using, I'm sure that's got some legs still on it, but who knows how long that's going to last.
When I first picked up this game, I was playing it with the big boy 3 button. Oh my goodness, that was a chore.
I haven't really played this game with that controller. I should really give that a go someday, just to see if the rapid fire works nicer, or maybe I like the D-pad more. I don't know if I would, though. That D-pad's so stiff.
It's so stiff. It's definitely... I had a lot more fun playing this game once I got my 6 button.
The diagonals, dig into your skin on that controller.
Yeah, you'll feel that for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, Radman taking a hit there. I don't know if he had POW. Yeah, I think he did have POW. So no longer has POW. That's okay. He just needs to mission once and hit him 3 times. Two more hits should do it. If he can just reach him. Just use another mission. Why not?
Yeah, why not? You got the lives.
With the lives, yeah.
And and
playing on normal.
And honestly, too, you could mission through this whole game on easy. And, once you get to a new chapter, just take a game over if you have 1 life left.
Yeah.
And then get a brand new 9 and start missioning again. There's some leeway on easy to make these bosses a little easier.
The Radman. Oh, he opened the box, but then he blew it up, so no bomb glitch. Dang.
He may not even quite understand it. Maybe he saw that you open it, but doesn't understand it, not touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you touch it, the bomb countdown just goes right away. Just blows up. But if you don't touch it, it just slowly counts backwards from 5. And during that time, you can just run through enemies. Great glitch.
Especially on that section.
Yeah, those brain jars are nasty.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a pretty precise jump.
And it looked great,
method.
Too. The way you kind of just cha-cha-cha.
Through the jars.
Very skilled.
Now you just have to do it once. There's only 1 set of jars you have to deal with.
There we go. That's just the amount of new strats that have been developed in the last few years for this game. It's so cool.
Ooh, that's a lot of brain jars. Good RNG. Should be good, yep. The meat tunnel.
And I love how you can see the boss in the background. That's something that I never noticed until I saw other people play it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't see that big guy hanging out back there?
I was too concentrated on everything else I had to deal with, let alone...
I guess that cursor hovering over is kind of scary.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you hadn't beaten the game yet, and every, HP mattered.
Ooh, double lock. Dang.
Yeah.
Run! No, triple. You can use the run / iframes to get through that shot. It's really,
that's pretty
really
cool.
tight, but it's possible.
And Solo there beginning the stage here. So still a level back. So
Yeah,
both
still
pretty
can
consistent.
catch up though.
Mhm.
Solo's using bomb glitch.
Especially during this section, Radman walked through most of it, so which Solo looks like he's also doing. So it looks like they're about on the same pace.
Looking for the bomb there. It's this box. Should be good. Yep.
Nice double jump.
Should make it. No, maybe not. It's possible to make it
Nice.
through there in time. On to another auto scroller for Radman. Solo going for the clip here.
And this one's so easy to lose that POW. Which makes this whole stage definitely tougher.
Yeah, Radman does have another POW coming up here though, so it's all good. In the most optimized way of doing this level, you do take damage right at the start there. There's a bonus at the end of each round if you don't take any damage. It's another little
points.
score tally. It's 13 frames to go through that score tally if you have to see it. So if you do take intentional damage on like the auto scrollers where it doesn't matter,
Yeah, that's almost
You
a
can,
quarter of a second.
save those frames. Did it 12 or 13 frames, I can't remember. But it doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, it's
Why not? I
free.
mean,
If you
exactly.
You
It's
know
an
the
auto
way
scroller.
to do it.
Mm-hmm. Really smart.
Redman's sticking far back behind, playing it safe.
It's got that POW. Just burned
Pretty
through
good
him.
kill, considering, yeah. Even without rapid fire, that's still pretty good. I do like the platforming on this level that Radman's on.
Yeah, me too. It feels really good when you can do
It's just a
full
lot
speed.
of really quick jumps.
And it doesn't look difficult, but honestly, I think the toughest starting out with this game strat to learn, it's not even a strat, it's just part of the game, is that double jump. It's all timing, and until you get used to it, it's really easy to miss the double jump. So, seeing these players pick it up this quick and will do these strats, very cool.
Could be worse. Could be Revenge of Shinobi double jump. That's way tighter timing.
Especially when you need to get that clip at the end of the game. And
Oh yeah, Revenge of Shinobi. A couple years ago, that glitch was found to skip the maze section on the last level. You can just clip through a ceiling. It's really hard to do, but man, it's impressive that the runners are able to pull it off, because I don't know if it's frame perfect. It damn near might be though, to do that trick.
And it's worth learning casual.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to do that maze. I've never known how to go through that maze.
Yeah, I'd rather sit there for 5 minutes and eventually get it than
Yeah,
try to get through that maze.
I think I learned how to get through that maze once, and I was like, okay, I can beat this game now. Never touched it again, and then that glitch came out, and I was like, oh, I can play Revenge of Shinobi now. I don't need to know routing. Radman's trying to go.
Yeah.
Jeez, taking a dip in the drink.
Just talking about, didn't get that double jump. And you can't really control out of that. Doesn't start too far back though. It's
No, it's pretty close by. Killing that flying guy. Yeah, that one big jump that skips this section is worth learning. So otherwise you gotta deal with... Oh. I think he slipped and hit
pressed
the
the
A
wrong
button.
Yeah, fat fingered it.
Yeah, that's okay. He's playing on easy. He's got the 9 lives to start with, so.
Yeah, that double jump can be tricky trying to get up those vertical walls.
Yeah, when you do a wall hop, Joe is stuck going in the opposite direction, so he can't just turn around freely. But there is a trick where if you just throw just a single kunai in the air from that wall hop, it'll give you your proper air movement back, so you can go back into the wall. It's a different air state that Joe has put in from the wall hop compared to just a normal jumping in the air, jump in the air movement.
And let's see, Solo's catching up pretty quickly. We can see if he is able to go for that big jump and bypass this whole section. That
it looks like Solo has been learning stuff here, so done the ceiling clips and whatnot. So, oh my God. Lucky he grabbed onto that.
Oh, nice
there.
recovery. I like that kick jump back up to the...
Yeah. Oh, jump. Okay. Now that enemy only needs one more hit at least. One of the few enemies that has two hit points. Most things just have 1 or 3.
And this boss that Radman's facing is a little time consuming without POW.
Oh, he didn't grab the POW. Oof. There's a POW right at the end of that level if you turn around and go up. It's okay, he's got lives.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know if that one's gonna hit. I don't think it's retracted all the way. Okay, it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It is interesting seeing all the different attack patterns on this boss. It's on the speedrun. You try to kill it pretty quick, but if you keep like the gun alive or that shield part alive, you can start to see more different attack patterns from this guy. Ooh, running out of kunai. Yeah, just mission it out. Why not?
There we go.
Solo on the boss now. I didn't catch if he did the big jump there or not.
He didn't. I don't know if he ran off the platform though, because you got to be right on the edge.
Yeah, you got to be pretty close to the edge. You have to extend out that double jump. Like there's a little bit of leeway on the double jump in this game where you can do it late. So I like to do a really late initial jump off the platform. So you're basically like your heels touching the edge and that's it. And then delay the double jump. That makes that big jump a little more consistent.
And Solo's in a good position here too with the POW and the lightning shield, and there we go. You can see the difference of what that POW does in that fight.
Now we're on the scary stage. Hopefully I didn't commentators curse this earlier.
Why'd you even bring it back up? We all forgot. Oh my God.
I didn't forget.
I think with how slow they're going through this, I don't think they'll have a problem.
Can still trigger it if you're going slow and killing everything like Radman's doing. I'm a little scared as long as he doesn't start
popping all the tops there.
Yeah.
The silos. Yeah. It's a lot of animation.
Scaring me a little. All right. Just jump. Okay, just jump over them.
What's the POW?
Get the POW. That's true. That's the only backup POW here. That does seem like you can kill some of these gunners right in this section right here. But I wouldn't set off all those. Okay, we're okay.
And he lost the POW setting it up off too.
It's possible to trigger it in one more spot here. Hopefully not.
And Solo doing a great job skipping a lot of these enemies and the silos there.
Yeah, it's looking okay.
Oh, he just ran right across.
It seems like it depends on what hardware you're playing or emulator. Sometimes those silos don't set off the reset glitch. I've never had it happen to me on that spot in particular, but I've definitely witnessed it on other people's systems. Looks like they're getting through. Whew. Liking the run slashes they've been doing here with this boss. It's really satisfying to get those iframes as it's dashing through and you're dashing through it.
It's kind of tough timing, so it is impressive to see him do it. And it looks like Radman was unaware of that strat.
Yeah, so Solo's catching up.
Oh yeah, and he knows.
Not going for the ceiling clip there.
I'm really surprised.
I think it's because he set off that bomb and didn't want to.
Now he doesn't know how to get through without the clip.
Just hit the box. Hit the box. It's not even worth doing the clip at this point.
I don't know if he knows how to what to do. He might have only learned this.
Oh no. Yeah, you're not gonna have the height there.
Yeah, that's a tough jump. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
He could hit that bomb behind him too and still get the
use the bomb glitch there. I think that's what we use in Kunailis.
Mm-hmm. Since you have to
since we can't clip.
Yeah. Detonate the bombs. And Radman going low.
Route.
Must love that.
I do.
Solo
I do.
going high. There we go.
Two people that went low route. I think Narblast went. Yeah, Narblast went low route. Solo going high. Looks like Team High is getting more love though. See how they approach this giant gap here. Radman going for it. Not gonna make it. Didn't get a double jump. Yeah. I also prefer to drop down to the slightly lower platform because you can get a little more distance to the right on it than the one he jumped from. Follow. Considered it, but
yeah. I mean,
ultimately,
he can still go halfway and do this jump, so it's pretty wide.
He can jump right here, no problem. But yeah, just take it all the way. Don't shoot though. If you start shooting kunais, the gunners will react and they'll start attacking as well. You just don't start shooting kunai, they don't shoot as fast. Solo's not going for the ceiling clip there.
And there's
the dev intended way.
And there's a backup mission too, but he is running pretty low on lives.
He's got 3 ninjutsu though.
Oh wow, yeah. He's can do whatever he wants here.
All the extras.
He's just gonna stack them. He's gonna use a fusion and a lightning shield together.
Go for a slightly easier ceiling clip on this thin guy. Fun fact, this is the exact spot in the game where I learned how to do the ceiling clips. It was because of those skinny platforms.
Did you just accidentally do it?
Yeah, just accidentally did it one day while playing. I was like, hey, what's up with this? Joe's head's popping through. Changed the run. Changed the run a few years later once people actually learned about it, because I wasn't associated with the speedrunning community at all back then. It was just Shinobi 3 stuff.
I think Solo's trying to get out of this wall here.
Yeah, he's going for dive kicks up here.
Slowly making his way, why not?
Yeah, it works. I mean, it's what the task does, but the task,
yeah,
a little faster on the inputs. It's insane what they do here.
He also won't be able to get into the boss room with the POW. Yeah. He just bypassed the only
press to the right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's one way of doing it.
And he has overtaken Radman right there.
Going for the shield, despite not having POW. Will we get some run slashes? Nope. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. That's what I like to see. Again, Run Slash does the 3 times damage like POW would. Even if you don't have it.
And it looks cool.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Radman grabbing that POW. See, I wouldn't even bother with the Fushin this late
You know,
to do it.
I'm just curious. Maybe they have only studied the speed run tutorial, and
Maybe. It's gonna go in here with no kunais as well.
yeah, oh yeah, and he won't be able to do the clip now anyway.
Solo using Lightning Shield on Traps Rocks. That's good. I think that's the first person we've seen do that, actually. It is
I
a
don't
smart
know.
move. It makes it safe.
Okay, Radman's moving on. I wasn't sure if he didn't know he would get that clip without the kunai.
Now he's got no POW. And 1 less ninjutsu. Now Radman is in a better position if he decides to take a continue use on the start of traps here.
He could just walk off the platform
Because
real quick.
he's playing on easy, so he'll get the 9 lives. Let's see if he adjusts for that. Redman's just going ham. Some normal slashes and kicks to the face. He's having a different kind of fun over there.
Might also be letting out his frustration too.
Yeah. God damn you.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't accidentally hit Mijin right here.
Oh yeah, you can suicide to a game over and continue right here.
Yeah.
There is no safety net.
Not the place to take a game over.
And he's getting really close on dying here.
One run
man,
slash will do it. One run slash. Okay.
Oh,
Jeez.
I was getting worried.
Old Mecha Godzilla. Making things interesting. Alright, just jump off the rock. Do it. No, he's not gonna do it.
Oh, there
no.
we go.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Must have heard me. Actually, I do wonder. I wonder if he is listening to the stream.
Oh,
That would be
maybe.
pretty funny. Like, yeah, Bacon's giving some coaching right now. I'll take it. So yeah, he's got the 9 lives. So Solo must have fell. There's no way he's still doing.
Yeah, this same auto scroller.
Yeah, no, he definitely fell. That's unfortunate. Even with the lightning shield, damn.
Yeah, this, especially early on learning this game, these double jumps can be tricky. This can be a risky level. One thing that really helped me, though, is understanding that the platform still exists below the screen.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, for a little bit. So if you miss a jump, and you can remember where that platform is, you kind of have a safety net to recover. But
Yeah, it's about the height of Joe, as his head leaves the screen. That's about as far as the rock will exist.
There we go. Solo's through the enemy section. Oh, Radman couldn't get the double jump.
Curse in the game. Can hear him. It's my friend the Pebble. He's taking the easier way of sticking on the right side. Fair enough. Up to the Birdman. He does have POW. Still got a shield too, so that's good. Because he just took a hit.
However, this means he's going to have one less ninjutsu and won't be able. If he does go for that wall clip to get to the early boss, he won't have.
Yeah,
we're up for the boss fight.
Yeah, there is a ninjutsu pickup right at the start of the next area. But typically you want to have 2 ninjutsus. One to glitch through the level, and then another to use against the boss. Curious how he's going to approach the stage, actually. If he actually learned the skip. I knew the top 3 runners would probably learn that. Let's see. Nope, he's going straight up. Yep.
Oh, the old route.
So this is the normal intended way. Get to show off all those rooms. I actually really like this room with the tall beams. It's a good spot to practice zips. You got Joe with his head kind of in the corner of a wall, and you make him jump and then do a dive kick. The game just pushes Joe upwards. It's really strange.
Oh, very cool. I don't think I've ever seen that.
So he's gonna go for the ceiling clip up.
This
Luckily,
is a
this
tough
one's
clip.
pretty easy.
You
It's
just got to get the
platform.
height. Yeah.
Yeah, if you jump up, like wall hop, and then just do a ceiling hang off that floor, you can use that height. Just drop
that
down,
makes
jump
sense.
from the
Just-
wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't get it from the floor there. Here's those spike pillars we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a squish, one hit, kill.
Very dangerous section, and you can do double jump through a lot of this. You can go through it quickly. Before they had that clip through the other room, I mean, this is the way you had to go.
Yeah, you actually literally can double jump through those spike pillars. The double pillar ones that come up from top and bottom, if you're in the double jump rolling animation, if for some reason it doesn't kill you.
Yeah, you just keep spinning. It's weird.
Yeah. You just survive it. It's really weird.
And he's got the POW. He's hanging on to. Oh, he's got the lightning shield. I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's a good call.
Mm-hmm. So, it might have made up with a quicker boss fight here on Kabuki to go through those 2 extra rooms.
Most likely. I mean, chasing this guy down is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
He only needs 2 more hits. Good.
There we go. It's the last level for Solo.
See what Radman's gonna do? Yeah, he's just gonna go up. He hasn't been doing any clips, so.
Mm-hmm.
Solo dealing with the underside of the ship. Oof.
In this section
hanging
that,
on.
and in this section that Radman's in, that Solo was in, it is a maze. If you go through any of these doors you're not supposed to, you're going to end back at the start of the level or in a previous room,
Or a room that's just full of traps that you have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
There's one room that has I think it's got a ninjutsu and an extra life, but there's no floor. It's just one really small, scary room.
Rad is able. He's doing this clip, so he's able to.
Oh yeah.
Knows one of them. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I just needed to jump through. Solo doing some scary jumping there. Jeepers. Oh, he must have fell when I wasn't looking.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Oh, and Radman takes a death
Oh,
there.
jeez. Yeah.
Where do you start here, Bacon? Where is he going to start back at?
Right at that door.
Okay, because this is a similar start to the room as the beginning of the level.
Yeah. Each room is its own checkpoint, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's how the other levels are approached, basically. Whereas each level has like a series of checkpoints. In this traps section, each room is its own checkpoint.
Oh,
Oof.
gonna get through there, yeah. And you got those spikes on either side that will push you back and make the timing even tougher.
Solo dealing with the turrets. Not going for the... it looks like he's trying to go for the pacifist way of despawning things. Must have just got hit.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah. Still got lots of lives though. He just he can take a quick death once he gets past this round at the start of the next round. If he's down to low min again. Although I believe if you get inside the airship and have to take the continue, you start within the airship. Is that correct?
Yep. And if you get to the final boss and use a checkpoint, you start at the final boss, which is kind of nice.
There we go.
Especially if you have the 9 lives, you can just vision a bunch on that next continue. Don't go it.
Oh,
I seen that coming. Seen it coming.
this is a tough section. This is why whenever the clip to the boss room was found, I was quick to learn it. Just like awesome.
Kunai-less, well, for most people, they would still go through this room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fun kunai-less because you got to deal with
These guys without
these
kunai.
guys up close. Man, that didn't seem fair at all there, that crush. Oh, did Solo's screen freeze?
Take a look here. Our apologies.
I believe in you, Red Man. This is the one.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Branching off the top airship. Oh, no.
Yeah, and if you're just not used to this game and the sprint mechanism and always double tapping the D-pad.
Yeah, because that sprinting really changes your jump as well. It makes you have a faster jump.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping Solo would just randomly pull out that swag clip.
Can you get more distance with the jump if you're sprinting as well?
Yeah. More distance, more speed.
Which you really need in this section here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Solo going for the extra ninjutsu up top there. Not a bad idea. Nice kunai count, by the way.
Nice.
Come on, Rad Man. You got this. Don't do it. Oh my god. Do it.
Nice
Do it.
jump.
Oh, okay. Just chill. Okay, go. Dive kick. Yeah. Wait.
There we go.
Got it.
Awesome. Home free. How many minutes? He's got one guy, so he can use one mission. Hopefully he saves it for the health fill up because he's going to need it with the powerless fight on this guy.
Yeah. Especially with the few amount of kunai. He's got 2 going into this. Curious to see if Solo's going for the big scary clip at the end. I would bet not.
Okay. Nice save.
Thought I was going to go for the 1-up down there. It's like, wow, okay.
There's also a 1-up at the end of this section.
At the top right there where the elevator is.
Is
Or
it
no,
the
that's a
one-
ninjutsu. Yeah, there's a 1-up the ceiling on top of these platforms.
Yeah, you got to backtrack though for it.
Shouldn't need it though.
Yeah,
Should be good.
5 lives.
Bradman's having a lucky go with this boss. Like, that was pretty good without POW.
Mm-hmm. Agree. And he's on to the final stage. And Random is taking down Vallis 3. It's on Phantasy Star 3. So all these racers today have, it's so funny because when we put out this list, it scared a lot of people away having to beat both Sonic 3 and Shinobi 3. But these racers today are really showing that you can get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, Shinobi 3 is not too bad once you get the hand of it. Like, I can see messing up in Sonic 3 because there's a lot of jank in that game, but I mean, this game's not too janky.
I wouldn't say it's janky. Even the broken, being able to clip through, it doesn't feel janky.
Yeah.
Honestly, it feels
like cool
like
ninja stuff.
Exactly. It's like, of course, the ninja goes through a wall. There's a shadow. Looks like Rad just fell there.
Yeah,
he might as well just take it back.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's got one more continue after this, I believe. Let's see. It says, yeah. So he's got 18 lives. He's got this. Follows on to the final boss. I imagine he'll be popping shield on. Yep. So this should be no problem.
Yeah, in a really good spot here.
There we go. Not bad, not bad.
Right around the 3.5 hour mark, officially a 3:34:43 for our fourth place winner today, Salo Andretti. Amazing for a guy who just showed up today and was like, you know what? I think I'm going to race. And he puts up a fourth place time.
Not bad, not bad.
That's how he does it.
Yeah, so GG to him. Let's see, Radman gets through this. Whoop. Falling off.
It's a tough part, like I said, you're especially 3.5 hours in, you've been gaming all day, your hands are sweaty, your thumb's tired because you just played Shinobi 3. And now this game's asking you to not let go of up.
Not let go of up and not press C button while you're trying to cling onto something too, because notice if you, even if you're holding up, if you're pressing the jump button,
it'll cancel out your grab.
It'll just cancel it out, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it slow, taking it easy. Random 64 doing the double shields. Good. Oh, Radman, let's see if he gets through this section without getting hit. Does the whole despawns properly. Looking pretty good. I like it. It's just this one nasty one here. That one little off center on the right there. That one's a little tricky to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Just the timing.
since it's a shorter distance, you can't wait for it to shoot. You
think
kind of have to sense it.
Ratman's the only one who did this on the race. I think
All the
everyone
way
else took
through?
damage. Yeah.
Well, there we go. He should hang his hat on that because,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, it's not
right
really,
there.
a time save. It just kind of gives you a break for a second.
Honestly, dealing with those little orby
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
oh,
they're
man, they're a
terrible.
pain. Yeah.
Save some kunai too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not for nothing.
And so these are our last two racers today. We had a field of 6, technically 8, because we have 2 more that will be firing up their races later tonight. But our last 2 here, Random 64 and Radioactive Man from Mars. Just amazing race today. I'm actually going to see where I am is at. He's on the 3rd game of the Tiny Tin. So he's going to be there for a while. He's probably not going to be able to get to SEGA8 and probably until tomorrow, technically.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be cool to see him play some of these.
Yeah, and keeps the Sega hype going. Though I do look forward to the races, but I love watching people practice and learn the new strats. And it's always sad after a Sega race event when next week no one's playing these games anymore. And so it's nice that I am later tonight can keep these games going for a little bit longer. When everyone's left the party and the balloons are all deflated.
Yeah. Just cleaning up all the
confetti, sweeping it up.
the beer cans that were left behind. Yeah. I know all that too well.
Well, just to let everyone know who's stuck around for this whole event, we really appreciate it. We got some awesome killer stuff coming up soon too. To finish out this year, we're having our first ever RPG-a-thon, which I'm really excited about. It's such a great idea, and we're going to see some cool games. That's December 9th through the 12th, so 1 month from now. And coming next year, a SegaCrew trivia night. Developed by Radioactive Man from Mars. He actually developed software to run this. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, he went all out. So it will be
looking forward to that.
Yeah, no kidding. And so we'll get some sign-up sheets soon. And depending on how many people sign up, we'll either do it individually or in teams. If we get a lot of people turn out, I think that'd be even better.
Ooh, yeah.
Be more of a social type thing.
To brush up on some Sega trivia here. Jeez.
So that should be a lot of fun. And, going into next year, of course, we'll have our Master System race, Master 8. So if you had a lot of fun watching this race and want to get involved, we have more Sega races in the future. And as always, join our Discord. You can find all that information on there. Looks like Radman. Yeah.
Wanting health, but joke's on him. That's just kunai.
Well, maybe he's going for the clip. Although the clip might kill him.
Yeah, the clip's bad news.
Yeah.
I was going to be waiting for this elevator to show up. This one takes a while because it's got to go all the way up and over. Just use Mission, dude.
Yeah, Mission it up right here, and then use a lightning shield.
Hope he's listening. Just use Mission.
Oh, don't drop here.
Get your health. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, don't use Mission now. You got full health. Luckily, there's a checkpoint pretty close. Catch this elevator too. There we go.
And this used to be the old strat too, right? You'd lightning shield up here. You dive kick.
Yeah.
Across the.
It seems like a distant memory now, but yeah. Well, I think we might have.
Did you add this back in just for this section?
Oh my God.
Oh, what a save.
I think that was mostly just kunai list that we had to deal with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess without the ceiling clips, yeah, that would have definitely been a thing.
That might be what I remember.
It's interesting watching back some of those old runs, like Mike Uyama's SDA run on this is like from 2004, 2005. So that's like a crazy time capsule.
Well, he wasn't doing any of the clips. Either they weren't found or he just
they weren't.
didn't know about them.
I don't think those were found at that point. No.
Yeah, it was pretty early on. And you can slash attack off this last one.
Yeah.
And
It's
just get out
sketchy,
of
but
here.
it does work. But yeah.
Oh, I always thought that was safer. It always felt safer to me.
Yeah, I guess if you're used to it, yeah. But if you're just like someone's coaching and big, yeah, just run slash here, you'd be like, what?
That is true. I finally got through that. Please no.
Double jump.
Oh.
Run jumps really help here because if you're just doing a walk or a stand jump, you're not gonna reach that.
Yeah, if you don't get the distance, that's getting that dash down.
Yeah, those
is
double
so
taps.
important in this run.
Just get arthritis and speedrun this game. No, okay, got the double jump. Scaring me, man. Double jump, please. Yeah,
Tough one. Go for
Double
the
jump.
safe route. There you
Flip,
go.
jump.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
don't. Okay, I thought he was just gonna go right up to that box. Oof. That bomb is real mean.
Mm-hmm.
Come to think of it, I don't know if bomb glitch. No, it wouldn't avoid taking damage on the electricity. Never mind. I was gonna say, hey, maybe we should just bomb glitch and then that ceiling clip's not so bad, but no, you would take damage. Never considered that. Nicely done. Open that box. Yep.
Oh,
Scary jumps here. Playing this casually, this last jump to leave the room here is so bad.
agree.
Okay, he got
Yeah,
it.
got it.
Yeah, that jump is trickier than it looks. Random 64 is moving on. Oh my
Come on.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's just waiting for the wall to come in so he can hop up faster. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And it's always so sick here whenever you're going to hit the electric barrier and you just throw a kunai, get a different placement for your jump, bypass it.
Yeah, there's
So smooth.
a count to that. So you avoid all the electricity on the side.
All right, here we go.
Last
Battle
boss. Use shield, I would imagine. Nope, okay.
And
Lost.
Wow.
Wow. That's okay. Lots of vision.
And he's going ham.
I wouldn't have used it yet. This boss doesn't take damage from vision unless he's jumping up in the air.
Oh,
So-
and Rad does not know that. I
Rat
bet.
Man does not know that. He's just going to teleport beside you. Better off using the missions as health refreshes at this point.
Mm-hmm. And he will block all your kunai until he's actually throwing his projectile.
Yeah. He braces for impact. Oh, there it goes again, teleporting. Ooh, he's in the air, but I think he just took damage. I think he's got iframes. Oh no, he got hit by
took
that
a
one.
hit. That's good.
Nice. Can only be a few more hits here.
Getting risky here.
Yeah, that should do it. Oh, maybe not. There it goes.
There we go. Whew. Excellent job, Rad Man.
Oof. GG, Radman. There we go. 5 people through.
That is absolutely amazing. That's most of the race right there and randoms on the last game. And I gotta say,
I think we should go throw the host over to Random and root him on.
I think so. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and thanks so much for being here today, everyone.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was fun. I'm losing my voice from all the commentary.
There we go. And then again,
Follow
you know,
all the runners.
Yep, follow all the runners, all very talented people, and you know, again, join the Sega crew if this is something that you'd want to be involved in. We're just a very group of laid-back people that like Sega.
Or just join the crew, and then you can stay up to date on when our next events are. Connect with some Sega-loving folks. Well, I'm happy with all that Shinobi 3 I got to watch.
Very satisfying Saturday.
I do like to watch this game, even just casually. Like sometimes I'm just, going through the Twitch directory, whether it's the Shinobi 3 directory itself or just the retro directory. I'll sometimes just scroll through every single person streaming under retro just to see if someone's playing Shinobi 3.
Well, I think when you love a game this much, too, you enjoy watching people get into it as well. And sometimes you see somebody's first time trying to play this game. And
Yeah.
it's always
And
fun.
hey, you never know if someone's just going to randomly find some new strat and you're just like, wow, never looked at it that way.
Well, Raptor, there will be some Dreamcast in the RPG-a-thon coming up soon, so definitely check that out. And guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. This was an incredible race. We saw some incredible times. We saw some heartbreak, triumph. We had a little bit of everything. And of course, we had Sega. So go cheer on Random 64 and, stick around later too for IM as he will tackle this list very late tonight and keep the Sega vibes going into Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll definitely see you around.
Yeah. Thanks, crew.